Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Welcome back to another evening of D&D. This is Tales of Settandor. We are not great RPG, and we're here again for another wonderful story this evening. So we will go around the room and say who we are, and then I will read the recap, and we will get into the fun.
Not today, Don.
Not today.
We're not having it.
No speaking. This is a silent stream.
This is a not speak RPG.
I am Don, Boosted Gorilla, and I am the DM for this campaign.
I'm John, and I play Ukubo in your DMs.
Oh god, I'm Kelsey, and I play Brina, and I'm in no one's DMs.
Paul and I play Arthas.
I'm Sarah, I play Curiel, and I think I missed something.
You did.
I dropped my dice, I'm sorry. I missed whatever this stroke was.
This week I'm not Lawrence because I'm not wearing face paint. I have no idea what this is about DMs, but I'm probably there.
Very good.
I am inside of your Dungeon Masters.
Oh god. How's that work for me, though?
Like a skeleton.
Oh,
I was not thinking that.
that's fine.
I know a way to go in. Never mind.
That's a post-stream discussion.
Oh my god! Anyway, starting off the evening on a wonderful note. Last week's episode, The Power of Nature, or as John refers to it as The Power of Ukubo, or the Ukubo of Nature, or the Ukubo of Ukubo, because Ukubo
Correct.
is all. So the group stares down the hulking sandy figure on the shore of Wolfpine, charging into battle as one. Brina ducks behind a large rock and sends her skeleton archers to either side of the beach. Curiel moves forward with Arthas and Hollum, then waits back as they both get closer. Ukubo ducks to the side, taking a vantage point between a large campfire and a larger rock. Everyone fights valiantly as the sand monster slams into them, sending waves of sand up 40 feet into the air, knocking Arthas to the ground, though he uses his Cape of Featherfall to float majestically. The ones close to it are whipped brutally with the sharp grains of sand stuck in this whirlwind surrounding the creature. Ukubo calls lightning on it twice, dealing incredible amounts of damage as Brina shoots bolts of lightning in a large pillar down the beach, whipping up the sand as it goes, striking the beast in the chest. Hollum and Arthas hit into it with mighty blows of their weapons, bashing into the swirling sandy exterior. Curiel casts several walls of knives in the air that descend upon the beast, slashing into the sand.
Technically not walls of knives, but
And it's wall of...
it's cloud
Cloud of daggers, but it's a wall.
Cloud, wall.
It's wall
Same
of
thing.
knives.
Never
big-
met a cloud that wasn't a wall.
Anyway, seeing Ukubo as the biggest threat, the beast turns into a swirling, horrifying whirlwind and runs through both Arthas and Hollum on the way to Ukubo, where it stops on top of him before stepping back and transforming into a golem once more. Arthas and Hollum are whipped by the sand, as is Ukubo. Curiel stuck atop the 40-foot pillar of sand, which suddenly descends to the ground, leaving her prone. A sandy hand on the ground hurls a ball of mud, also known as a bud, at Brina in the distance. My brain's real good today. Combining the sand with the seawater near it. The group works together, Ukubo dealing the final blow with a bolt of lightning that rips through the stormy air and strikes the gem at the beast's heart directly. The sand falls, and left there is a younger elvish man unconscious. The group picks him up and takes him to Bilbo's house after tying him up, waking him up and convincing him that he is dead, this is hell, and to confess his sins. He is confused as to what sins he could have done, as he is simply doing what he was told to protect the shoreline of Settandor. The group asks him to elaborate, and he introduces himself as Rayless Mydane, tinkerer from Ramshorn, born in Illidel. His parents both passed away, his father when he was younger, and his mother when he was older, just over 2 months ago. Shortly after, he was approached by Bilbo claiming to be working with the Chamber of Allsight and that he was needed for a great purpose, to save Settandor. He was a valuable addition due to his work with the Frost Spanner Guild under the guise of Firash Switchwizzle, the last name of Mikathis from Ternsby. They are trained using Firash's knowledge of tinkering and the elvish methods of gem crafting and enchanting, and work to create tools for the people of Ramshorn and Illidel. Rayless worked with an elvish man named Arklate Stallwell, who had been building a beacon to send messages long range across Settandor, even for those that were not gifted with the ability to use magic. Rayless was working on gemstone charge pads, tinkering with older things meant to charge simple spells into tiny, single-use gems, ensuring that larger gems could be charged with this magical ability. He has been working with the Chamber for a little over a month, completing his work on the charge pads very quickly, and then helping Arclate more with the beacon. A few days ago, he received a letter from the Chamber with a parcel and little instruction. The letter told him to travel to Wolfpine on the ship from Ramshorn, go to the shoreline, and open the contents of the parcel there. It was of utmost importance as it would add a protective force to the unprotected southwestern shoreline of Settandor. The group admits that Rayless is not in hell, but would need to answer for what he has done. He tells them he is willing to because even though he did not mean anyone any harm, it was his responsibility to make up for the damage that his actions unknowingly caused. Ukubo goes and gets Melody and Cookie as Brina searches Bilbo's home, finding and consuming an entire pie with Nisha, as well as finding several spiders in the high corners of the home. Ukubo finds Bilbo, who tells him the boat is ready. Melody asks for a moment to close down her inn, and she and Brina go there together. They clean up the upper floor after asking everyone to leave. Melody looks around longingly at the space she built, snaps her fingers, and watches as the floating candles on the ceiling slowly go out and float to the floor. Brina grabs several bottles of alcohol, only the good stuff, and joins Melody downstairs. The pair walk back to Bilbo's as everyone prepares to depart. They get on the medium-sized ship and set out for Airen Rock. Ukubo keeps Curiel company, playing music loudly during the 8+ hour journey. The rest sleep as Curiel glides the boat deftly over the ocean with no incident, though she does scrape the boat along the dock at Airen Rock. The group departs the boat and climbs the spiral wooden stairs that twirl around the sides of the large, mossy, vine-covered rock. At the top, they see a human figure dressed in a brown, hooded robe, clutching a twisted wooden staff in both hands. "Hello, friends. My name is Elwran." And he looks over to Curiel. "Curiel, I see you have returned to the rock. I hope you are well. It is good to see you again."
It's great to see you as well.
I see you've brought friends and successfully sailed this time.
This time, yes.
What shade?
So I have to ask, does he look like the elf form?
No.
Just without...
Human. So his description, his visual description, he has brown hair, soft brown eyes. His hair is short on the sides, longer on top, tied into a high bun. You can see it like poking out under his hood that just kind of like rests on the top of his head. Mm-hmm. He has fair skin, and he looks to be middle-aged-ish, not quite 50.
So he doesn't resemble the elf form that
I the fair skin is not necessarily elvish, but it's also a lot... I don't want to say nicer than human, but he seems to be very well groomed and very well kept.
So he does look like it, though.
Mildly elvish, without the ears, yes.
So he does resemble that form, is what I'm asking.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Elman, not Elfran.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like Mega
Very
Man.
nice skin. Gonna write that one down.
That's what moisturizer he's using.
Yeah, right?
After you shower, right?
Every time. I bathe in it.
Ooh.
Good no.
Where's Bill?
Curiel, I see you've brought friends with you. Are they here to study?
No, not specifically. I suppose you can say we have a lot of questions.
Emphasis on a lot.
A lot.
And you are?
Was real quick. When we sent the letter to him way back from Terransby, did we know it didn't get there? We had no
No, we have no knowledge.
Okay. God, I don't even remember what was in the letter.
Is Melody out with us?
Yeah, she's standing next to you.
Okay, so it's all of us, Melody.
Cookie.
Is Cookie out there?
Cookie's there. Yep, Cookie's standing there. And Rayless is just kind of standing there, like hands bound. Just actually, he's over Arthas's shoulder, so you just see the ass of Rayless. As his head is just looking down. Might I be able to see?
I'm just gonna throw him forward.
Yeah, and he just falls at Elran's feet. A prisoner?
Indeed.
Oh, this is going to take a lot of
All
explaining.
right.
Hello.
I guess
Hello, my friend.
I'll introduce everyone.
Yes, well, come inside. Let's not stand on the very dangerous wooden stairs.
Trees.
Oh, we're still on the stairs.
Yes, they are made from trees. That's right.
Do the stairs look wet?
Trees.
That's a lovely face.
Elwran.
And you hear Elwran.
Real. Real man.
All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Totem.
Let's.
It's quite lovely.
Say hello.
Oh, all right.
He just implodes.
Hello, and he hears hello, Elwran. Boom back.
Uh-huh.
Just odd, some type of enchantment.
Phone. Beacon. Ring, ring.
I've got to make a call. Actually.
Uh-oh. Long distance? You pay. Ukubo not cover long distance charges.
Maybe Kirill and I just have poor service.
Yeah, right. You're on a different network.
We're real. We just
Yeah, you're not paying the tower.
we're off the grid, really.
Well, anyway, come on up, and I'll take you to my house.
Mm-hmm.
He turns and begins to walk up the cobblestone pathway that kind of winds up the shape of this rock. And as you step off of these wooden stairs onto the solid ground, you are greeted to the sight of a fairly sizable but not large, open, very green and beautiful space. There's not a lot of plant life on the actual ground, but on the few buildings and things you can see there's kind of ivy creeping up the sides of it. And as you get closer to all of this stuff, you can see that off in the distance there are several huts that are off in the distance. There's a longer, like a wooden longhouse, which I will go into more detail if you choose to go to either of those places. And he leads you towards a small 2-story house up the edge of the rock with a small garden behind it. And you can hear the trickling of water coming from behind the house. So from the outside, this house looks very warm and cozy and inviting. It has been built with a white pine wood that appears to have grown directly out of the ground, forming this beautiful place. Large triangular windows have been carved out carefully, letting in plenty of light when the curtains are drawn. On the second-story roof sits a dark brick chimney that breathes small tufts of light gray smoke into the sky above, and you can see the faint glow of a fire peeking out from this chimney. One end of the house extends outward towards a large garden full of various colored flowers, similar to those you had seen in Terransby, as well as other vined plants that wrap beautifully into each other, reaching up towards the sun. And as you get closer, you see in the center of this garden is a small stone fountain with 3 faceless humanoid figures standing side by side in it. And the water descends down their palms. And he walks up to the house and opens the door and swings it open and just kind of beckons you inside. Please come in.
I'm gonna run over to the flowers.
Okay, sure.
What are we gonna do there?
So Ukubo immediately turns and runs towards the flowers.
I will follow him.
Brina immediately runs towards the flowers. Are the rest of you... we could see the garden first, I suppose? That's...
Just leave him. Trust me.
Prison.
All right.
He's been to prison multiple times. He may own a town. We're not sure.
I'm not sure that I want him in my garden.
He may take your flowers for drugs to sell or give to others.
So you'd say it's best I leave him...
Just let him take your flowers for the drugs.
I don't. These.
Curiel? Who have you brought to my space here?
Well, he's a
While
drug
he's
kingpin.
still asking these questions, I'm just gonna brush past him and go straight into his head.
Okay, sure. Are you carrying the figure of...
No, he can walk.
Okay, sure. So you're just kind of pushing him along?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God.
That Dungeon Geek, thank you very much for the 16 viewer raid, Dungeon Select raid. thank you very much, everybody. That is very kind of you. Welcome to the Wanderer's Hideaway Tavern. That Dutch Geek, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate you. That is very, very kind of you. That is some...
Look at all these.
So cool.
That is awesome. Cressier, thank you very much for the follow. Sassy Sunlight, thank you very much. I appreciate you very much. Welcome to our wonderful tavern. Thank you. And I hope you enjoy the tales. Seto Koiba, very nice name. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, so you brush past Elwran and enter this space. Paul, are you pushing Rayless into the house as well?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Cookie and Melody are going to go with the two of you. Ukubo runs ahead, and the three of you kind of turn off and go towards the garden.
Drugs.
And Elwran just kind of like clutches the staff. I won't say that I'm not concerned.
I don't know if concern is the right word for it.
Is there anything he can break?
There's just flowers. I mean, I suppose he could kill them, but
he should be pretty kind
I
to
didn't
those.
plant them, so...
So much drugs.
These are the same flowers we
Business.
found in the tower, right?
Yeah, these are the healing ones, right? Or do the floor, like the actual flora, look similar to what I took and brought back to Abram to begin making healing potions?
So this
My
looks
first
this
business.
looks like the tie-dye ones.
The ones that were on the staircase.
in the
Yes,
tower.
in the staircase, yes. So
Okay.
they look similar to those. There are some of those flowers. You did
Very
not
good.
see the healing herb that you had brought
Okay.
back to him previously. I'll resolve the garden first as the rest of you enter the house with Elwran. Yeah, so what are you looking at anything in specific in the garden?
So you had described previously that there was like a fountain with the 3 faceless humanoid statues.
Yes.
The water pooling down. I don't care about that. I care about the flowers.
Understandable.
This thing in extreme detail, forget it.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to gently, not like, to destroy.
Yeah, just kind of...
Yeah, I would like to
Feel
ensure
them,
that I get
sniff
the...
them.
Oh no, I'm getting the roots.
Oh, okay,
I'm
sure.
digging,
You're
but I
taking
do not
them.
want to disturb,
Understandable.
Like, I'm not just going to break the stems. I want to grow.
Okay, sure.
So,
So I'll read the description as well as you were looking through. Can you make a perception check for me to see
bam.
if you see other things while you were distracted by the flowers?
24.
Yes. Okay. So this also applies to Brina. Walking through the garden, you come across wonderfully cared for flowers and flora that fill this beautiful and relaxing space. One thing that stands out to you among the trees and plants is one stump with a deep brown bark that looks to have been hewn with an extremely sharp blade. It appears to be well worn, perhaps used as a seat. So you kind of dig your hands into this dirt and just start... You see Ukubo just ripping entire plants and flowers out by the roots and just holding them up and then just kind of gently shoving them into his bag.
Seems legit.
Roots and all the dirt just kind of sprinkles down onto the
I
ground.
just said you probably won't destroy anything. I just said it.
I go
just
and pick
told
some
him.
flowers. I give one to Ukubo.
Both of you pick
Make sure it
flowers
has a root on his.
in my teacher's garden.
Okay.
That's fine.
I keep some for myself. I put some in my hair and on my hat. And then
Okay,
I
so
give
you
one
make
to
like
Melody and one for Cookie.
a makeshift flower crown. You give one to Melody. Thank you. She
You're
just kind
welcome.
of tucks it into her little vest.
Tree.
I know. I was gonna walk over to the tree and
Okay.
inspect it more.
Yes, you see Ukubo walk over to this stump and you follow him.
What do you see, Ukubo?
I am going to hold my totem in my hands, and I am going to leap onto the stump and stand like a tree.
God.
Yes.
Ukubo is tree.
Love it.
We can see this.
No, from the inside of the house where you are, there is a space behind the stairway that you cannot see.
Okay.
Did you imagine?
Wait, did you
though,
actually
there's,
shout,
a
"I am
big
tree"?
Yeah, oh
window,
yeah, I'm shouting. I am
Okay.
And all
tree.
you see is him just
Oh baby. Good.
I'm gonna make you roll that. Fog, come on, fog.
No, I cast lightning from my mouth.
Perfect.
Oh,
So
I'm
you
glad
yell-
I yelled upwards and not at you, but yeah,
Yeah.
lightning.
I am tree, and lightning just erupts from Ukubo's mouth, and you hear lightning from outside.
I'm gonna smile at
striking.
Elwran. It's normal. Trust me.
How great that I am the lightning tree.
Oh,
It's
God.
pretty good.
It's fine.
All right.
Hopefully he didn't fry any of the plants.
I'm sure they're all right. This is a normal thing that happens? Is he like an overexcited wizard or something?
I think he might be cursed.
Same. Oh, all right. That doesn't sound... Again, who have you brought to... I mean, we don't want another...
So I've met most of these fine people in Terransby.
Mm-hmm.
You were there.
Another what?
What?
You said another.
Another, one of our previous students, Varen. He's a very strong boy, but had trouble controlling his powers. I'm curious if that is a similar situation with this one.
Just gonna nod.
It's not the same, is it?
So you know that, Varen was very powerful, but would often have spells kind of, go wrong.
Oh, he was a sorcerer.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this
so
is not
some things would kind of be too powerful, not
Yeah.
exactly what he was aiming to do. He had trouble controlling his magic. So you would say that this is not dissimilar, definitely not the same, because rarely did he get, the wrong effect. As far as you're concerned, Ukubo's not casting anything. This is just happening.
Yeah.
So it's a different problem.
Yeah, that's what I would...
Does anything happen while I'm T-posing on this tree stump?
Let me cut back to this.
You waited, didn't you?
I did.
So you cast lightning from your mouth. You erupt in the air, and the lightning strikes. You can see some clouds kind of light up as the sun is not quite setting yet, but kind of descending down in the sky as you reach the ending parts of the day. Nothing happens, but you see Ukubo standing there, and you notice that the totem is a very similarly colored wood to this, despite it being the stump that he is standing on being much wider. As Ukubo kind of holds this up,
As if it was a part of
as
the
if it was
tree.
a part, a part further up this tree.
Ukubo, can I see your totem?
Ah,
May
tree,
I hold your totem.
tree.
And I take it and I kneel down to the stump and look and check and see if it actually looks.
As far as you are concerned, it appears to be the same bark. This has definitely been cut from a point higher up the tree where the trunk was thinner, but the colors seem to match exactly. The bark looks the same.
Is there? You said that it looks like it's been there for a while. There's no pieces of wood stacked up or anything.
No, this appears to have been here for a while. You can see there's kind of a worn part where someone has been sitting,
Okay.
and using it as a chair.
Ukubo, that looks like this tree.
Ukubo is tree. Tree. Ukubo.
I turn around and go look at the statues.
Okay, sure. So you walk over towards this fountain, and you see two taller humanoid figures, one male and one female, standing with their arms on the shoulders of a smaller child figure, and their hands are outstretched as the water descends downward. Please make a perception check
It's
for me,
Elwran
please.
Melody, and I'm the child. Oh. 9.
Okay. So you
It's
see
cookie.
that the older man is wearing a large wizard cap. The other is a smaller female child, and the third one is an older woman. But that is all that you. That's all that you see. It just appears to be a fountain. You can see that these figures do not have facial details. It is completely flat. They are rounded, like they have heads, but there's no facial details. There's no noses or anything carved out. It's just blank.
Can I look closer?
Closelier.
Sure.
I swear to God, I'm not
Would
using
that be
that
an
one.
investigation?
That's better. 16.
Okay. So around the neck of the woman, gingerly carved into the stone, is a necklace with the pendant of a full moon hanging from it. A small brass plaque at the bottom of the fountain reads, Founder's Fountain. On the bottom of the plaque, carved into it very lightly, are the initials EMB.
I was right! Wait, for real?
Mm-hmm.
I go over and I grab Melody and I pull her over. And I'm like, Melody, that's you and this is me, see? And I like show her the initials.
But that one's much taller than I am. The small one's about your size, but...
That's right now she's a
She's
gnome,
a gnome,
right?
yeah.
Mhm. She just kind of like puts her hand out and shows that you two are the same height.
I just walk inside.
Okay.
I have a snarky question.
Sure.
A pendant shaped like a full moon, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Is it just a circle?
Yeah, you there's like lunar symbols
Okay.
carved on it that indicate that it is a moon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was...
So you see Brina just kind of like run off inside, and we will resolve the inside first, and then we'll have you run in. Okay, so you guys walk into this house. The house is small and cozy. On one end, a small kitchen with a bubbling cauldron containing what smells like an herbal stew of some kind. It's just kind of lightly bubbling and sending scent through the air. The shadows cast by the firelight creeps out of the dark brick fireplace across the light wooden floor, mixing with that of the daylight streaming through the large windows as if they are performing some sort of dance. Your eyes follow the light over to the other side of the room where a small circular table and a few chairs sit next to a set of stairs with a railing made entirely of twisting vines and roots that come up through the floorboards below. Elwran walks in over to this table and kind of beckons for you to sit. Sit, please. Would anyone like some tea?
Yes, please.
I'll have some as well.
Instead of answering that question, as I walk over to sit at the table, I'm going to grab his arm and roll his sleeve up.
Okay, sure. You roll the sleeve back, and you don't see anything.
Very good.
Can I help you? Is there something you needed?
Do you know what this is?
I think...
Can't say that I've seen it before. It appears to be a tattoo of some kind.
Well then.
It's nice, but I'm not
I'm gonna
one
sit
for
down.
such luxuries myself.
I'm going to check my arm after seeing him do that.
Okay, you do not see it.
Yet.
Oh, just wait. No.
Check the other arm.
3 eyes.
No!
Yeah, so you sit, the 3 of you?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Rayless kind of just like hobbles over and slops himself down in one of the stools. And Elwran walks over to the fireplace and grabs several cups off of the counter and sets it onto like a small table that's by the side of this fireplace, and he scoops something out of the cauldron into the cups and walks over and sets them down in front of you and sets one in front of himself and takes a small sip of the tea.
I look at the tea.
The paranoia persists.
Yeah,
Lot of
like some
dirt.
sort of weird flashback.
Yeah, a lot of dirt.
I mean, I smell it. Does it smell like...
It smells herbal. It's very very floral, very fresh. Not necessarily like any tea you've had before. This is like really not earthy. I don't want to say earthy because that's going to just instill panic. But that's kind of what I mean. Like
Yeah.
you know,
it's
like
earthy.
herbal roots
yeah.
and flowers and things.
No
yeah.
dirt, though.
Correct.
I'm
No
gonna-
dirt.
I'm going
Yeah,
to sip it.
they were clean.
You can say earthy. Like, earthy is an actual description.
I know. I'm being very cautious in my wording as
I
to
will,
not incite
I will
literal
specifically
panic.
ask, is there sludge in it?
Somebody shed my tea again?
It's going to be a bad day.
No, I'm
Shit
assuming I've had
tea.
tea from Elwran before.
Yeah, on occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're familiar with his herbal teas.
Yes, let your guard down.
Do you drink it?
So you sip it, and
Yeah.
it's very warming and refreshing. It kind of like you can feel the warmth just kind of descend through your whole body, and you have 5 temporary hit points.
Oh,
Ooh.
look at that. That's nice. Hopefully we
It's
don't
not
need them,
remotely
but-
ominous.
I draw my weapon.
So Kirio, what brings you here again?
Oh boy. Where to start? Did you get my letter? I don't know if it ever...
I'm sorry, I did not get a letter.
It's
Notoriously poor reception.
So I suppose this is Arthas. This is Hollow.
Hello.
Forget that guy's name.
Rayless. He just kind of.
He's on the
lifts his
floor
arms.
next to me. I did bring him over.
Oh, sure, okay. Yeah, he just like raises his arms up. Hi.
He's your pop.
It's an inside
My
joke
pump
with.
Now
boy
I know.
Rayless.
I heard him screaming that from the bedroom.
Among other things.
I was just in there, and he was on his computer, and all I hear is him screaming that. I'm like,
All
what the
about
fuck is
Pop
happening?
It's the pump boss.
No clarification needed.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Had to be there.
Yes. My companion.
I shift.
And Elwran just kind of like eyes you looking around and doesn't take any note of it as he assumes that you're kind of looking around the space. Despite your kind of like jerky movements, he doesn't really take any notice to it. Just eagerly awaiting Curiel's answer. That was horrifying, Paul. Good lord. What? I thought something was falling.
It sounded like it was coming from the other room.
Yeah.
All right.
As you're collecting your thoughts, Brina bursts through the open door.
Oh, that's Brina.
Yes, hello?
Yes, Brina with a B. That's me.
Yes.
Yes, hi?
Is this a spelling
You're-
lesson?
Elwran with an E. Did
Correct.
Melody follow me?
Yeah, she would have followed you. Cookie's just sitting outside, just kind of looking at Ukubo standing on top of this stump.
This is Melody with an M.
Why are we teaching him how to spell?
Ukubo's not even
Yeah,
in the room.
Ukubo's
A
not
is
even
for
in the room.
Arthas.
A is for Arthas,
Hollow
B
with
is
an
for
H.
Rena.
P is for the pop boy.
S is for shut the fuck up.
I am aware of how to spell words.
He's very smart. I
You
think I
know
mentioned
that-
that before.
I understand, but the fountain in your garden, do you know what's
yes.
etched in it?
That's true. What an odd coincidence.
I
I've
don't
not
think that's
thought
a
about that in
coincidence.
some time.
Inside check.
Sure.
Oh, jeez.
What is that?
15. Is it a coincidence?
He does not appear to be giving off any signs that he is trying to deceive you in any way.
Because he's deceived so many people that he's just so fine with it.
That's really convenient
very
that
nice
there's
man.
nobody
He's got a
else
plus
in the group
15
with any of
deception.
those three initials.
It is, isn't it?
That panned out.
They did.
At the so you've been introduced to Brina and Melody and the
And Arthas, yes.
Arthas and the-
Curiel and Hollum and
well you know me already.
the floor boy.
Yeah.
He's just a floor boy. Nobody loves him.
Yes, this is Floor Boy.
The blue one out there is Ukubo. I'm sure he'll.
The eccentric one.
Yes, I think that's a good way to put it.
I could teach him to control his magics.
Could you?
How much time have you got?
That would be boring.
He's
no,
not
I-
gonna.
I'm not sure if you
want
could do
to
that, actually.
If you could do that would be very helpful. He can't speak without doing something.
Very
Outrageous.
optimistic of you.
Usually it's a lot of fog.
There's very often fog,
Or lightning.
but sometimes we all get knocked over. Sometimes it's just very loud.
But then we get back up again because that's the type of
Yes, we
people
get
that we
knocked down
are.
and get back up again.
Statues.
Yes, the Founder's Fountain.
Who are those people?
I'm not sure it was here when I arrived. I can tell you that Curiel, I'm sure, can tell you the tale of how I got started.
Yeah, I can totally do that. I totally know that.
Please
Yeah.
tell me, detail by detail, exactly how he
When
got
did
started.
things begin?
And Curiel just kind of like sweats nervously and looks over at Elwran.
That's not fair. I would definitely know these things.
Let's make a history check. Let's see. It's a 1!
I would totally know these things.
They're nothing!
It wasn't even close.
So back to sweating nervously.
Elwran father.
I failed that test. And he knows it.
How much do you want to know?
Everything.
All right, fair enough.
Everything.
All right,
I
I'll
went straight to
start
one.
from the beginning.
Not even.
And real quick before we start that lengthy tale, I'll cut out to Ukubo standing on the tree with Cookie just kind of sitting on the ground holding the flower that Brina had given him, just kind of looking up at you. What you doing up there?
Jamming my totem into the tree trunk, like trying to
Oh, God.
go home.
Leave me alone.
Does anything happen when I slam this thing into the tree?
It does not, no. You just, you're denting the wood like a little bit on the actual stump from
Hello.
just beating it with another piece of wood.
Tree, go home.
Ukubo.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Ukubo.
I'm gonna put it on the tree.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
I'm gonna look at the house that they went in.
Okay.
Does the house look like it's the same
It
color
does not.
wood?
No, the house is made
House!
from like a white, like pine wood.
Okay.
You're running towards the house?
Yeah, I guess I would grab Cookie first and make sure that I have all of my plants in my bag now.
Sure.
Yeah. Cookie. Ukubo want ask man how make these drugs.
All right.
Come along,
He gets
Cookie.
up and you just grab his hand and start running towards the
Okay,
house.
let's cook the drug stuff, alright?
Yeah.
So
We're gonna make cookie drugs together. We're gonna make edibles.
drug cookies. Okay. So. Anyway.
Oh no.
So yeah, we'll cut back to you guys in the house. Well, it's quite a long story, but I suppose I can.
Slap.
You're not there yet.
Damn.
Before he starts his story, it's like, do I see a kitchen?
Yeah.
I go up to the kitchen, grab some snacks, come sit down. One of them happens to be a cookie.
Sure. That's fine.
Did you get one for me?
They're in the kitchen.
There's just a cookie in your hand already. Oh my god.
Dip it in the tea. And look at Elwran.
Okay. Well, I was born in Ramshorn. Father was a gem miner. My mother worked as a spiritual healer. My father couldn't do damn near any magic, but my mother was the magical sort. She owned a business called the Athe Grove, and I'll spell that. ATH.
You are going so fast.
Sorry.
I know, right?
I'll slow it down.
I'm good.
You can't read it, though.
Born in Ramshorn, father mine gems,
I
mom was
can't read
healer.
it, and nobody else can read
He
it.
doesn't need to be able to read it because he has it memorized.
Yeah, I
already.
know, right?
It'll all be recapped in the text recap.
Born in
too.
Ramshorn. Father was a miner. Mother is a spiritual leader.
So the Athe Grove, ATHAE
E.
Grove.
Oh, that was not as bad as I thought.
She grew plants and practiced all sorts of medicinal remedies that were infused with magics.
Was she a druid?
Not necessarily what you would call a druid, but she was a practicer of her own sort of healing magic. My father was a simple man, but very kind. Was a romantic of sorts, and he just kind of like looks up at the ceiling as he just kind of fondly remembers
I
his
look up
father.
at the ceiling.
There's nothing on the ceiling.
Is he up
it's
there?
just-
I
So look at the ceiling and shift.
okay.
Stats just like nailed into the ceiling. A romantic of
Is there a
sorts.
beautiful ceiling painting that we're missing?
No. He always brought flowers home to my mother after a long week.
She worked with flowers. That would just feel like work. You know those things you work with?
You
More.
keep alive? Here, these ones are gonna die.
They were nicer flowers.
Nicer flowers. Oh, that means her flowers weren't that great though.
Wildflowers.
Okay.
Probably.
So they're weeds.
Both very wonderful.
Weeds can be nice.
And both very wonderful parents, very supportive of the things that I wanted to do, and I took after my mother and was fortunate enough to be magical, and I studied under the elven wizard Elisha.
Elisha?
Elasha, yes.
Elasha.
At her school in the neighboring town of Illidale. I supplemented my training by practicing with my mother in her shop. And as I grew older, I decided to branch out and open my own business, similar to what my mother did with healing, but I got word that Ternsby, I don't know if you've ever been, it's a town on the far side of Settandor, they were looking for a mage, and I was eager to travel and was not going to open competing business with my mother's.
Why, you'd lose?
I didn't want to take her customers.
Oh.
She was good, but I had proper schooling, so...
I roll my eyes.
Damn, does he like brush off his shoulders as he says that?
No.
Throw a half.
Mama ain't
cookie at
get no
him.
education.
So I worked there. I set up in an old watchtower, employing the help of a small boy that needed a job to help me.
As he's
What
saying this,
small boy? What was the...
Welby.
Did we meet Welby?
Yeah, well, he died.
Welby died. Welby died.
I am going to dig through my bag for a photo
Okay.
and just kind of take it out and look at it myself as he speaks.
Okay. All went pretty well for several years until the illness slept through. There were too many for me to save them all. So I left abruptly, perhaps more abruptly than I should have, but I wanted to study more, and with magic being what it is in this world, and mages being a little bit less common than I think they should be, I wanted to train other wizards and healers, anyone gifted in wanting to do good. I had failed the town of Ternsby, but I did not want to fail Settandor as a whole. So I decided to become a teacher.
Do I enter as
At
I
this
hear the
point.
word hole?
You burst in, sure.
Slap! Hole?
Oh, slap hole.
Not that kind.
Man has hole?
Hole. Not hole. Not hole.
Big hole.
Hole.
That's not helping the situation.
Big hole?
No, like a whole pie.
Ukubo not have pie hole.
Up top.
On that note.
Come in, my friend. Would you like some tea?
Ukubo like tea.
Yes, have a seat. And he pulls another stool up and walks over to this
Very good.
bubbling pot of herbal liquid and scoops another cup out for you and walks over and gingerly sets it in front of you before sitting back down himself.
Very good. Yeah.
Has Ukubo ever had tea before? Have we watched Ukubo drink hot liquid before?
Nope.
Yes.
I don't think so.
So I'm just gonna like,
Oh yeah.
Is there dirt in the bottom?
bah!
Ukubo.
Hot.
You spit it out everywhere.
And Elwran just kind
I
of
mean,
like
yeah, I would
mid-sip
100% just like spray tea all over.
Oh dear.
Bad. Bad hot.
And he just like sets his tea down in front of him. I'm
I'll-
sorry, I should have warned you that it was.
He's never had tea before.
Tea.
Big city, bad hot.
Oh, all right.
Ukubo, it's.
Do you
have
want
to
more?
Drink it slowly.
Yes, it's supposed to sip it, not.
Okay.
Yes, you understand. And he takes your cup and
I don't.
Oh, you
Walks over.
spat it all out.
I'll
and
cast
sets it down in front of you,
prestidigitation.
and he just kind of like mimics tipping it slightly and light, just very lightly, just to cool it.
Hello.
That echo was really cool.
Can I?
Hot. Now be cold. Huh?
Do you want me to chill it for you?
It's
Chill.
And I'll chill it with
Prestidigitation.
prestidigitation.
Okay, sure. Yeah, so he cools it to a reasonable
So then I
temperature.
begin sipping it, feel it's reasonable, and
Okay, so you gain 5 temporary hit points as well.
ah.
I'm sorry, I did not offer you one. Would you like one with your snack?
Yes.
He walks over, grabs another little thing, and sets it in front of you. Just be careful, it is very hot.
You as well.
Cool it down a little bit. Thank you very much. And I chug it.
But after I left Ternsby, I set out to set out this school on Airen Rock, and decided there needed to be more healers. So students that found their way here or were brought there by the magical weaves of fate, like our good friend Curiel here, and her sailing accident, would be
Would you
permitted
call it
to
an
study.
accident, really, if it was fate that brought me here?
Well, it's a combination of a storm and I assume your lack of knowledge on sailing.
How high up is this?
He called
Was it
you
on purpose?
stupid.
How high up is this? Where we are, like the house, the top of? Are we at the top of the? Rock?
So the whole thing is pretty flat. There's like a little bit of incline.
Is it above like the continent? Like in terms
no,
of-
it is down.
It is down?
Yeah, so if
Okay.
you were to look out the like windows as
You
you,
would
were
see
walking,
down.
you would see the like
Cliffs
the
of the
cliffs
edges
up.
of-
Yes.
So if you were okay.
Yeah. But it's all right. Not everybody is good at everything, especially without teaching.
Did it this time. It's-
Yes,
She did scrape on the dock, though.
it's all right. There are many a person has scraped upon that dock. She was not the first and will not be the last.
She was definitely one of them, though.
Most definitely.
Everyone's being so mean to me today.
That is my story. I've been here since. Curiel studied under me, as well as several others that I've sent out into the world to practice their magics and hopefully spread it to others.
Man, teach turtle read?
Not
No,
to read.
my parents taught me to read.
Oh, that
Okay.
cuts deep.
Oh,
Ooh.
Okay.
Just told him, hey, you'll never read. Just stab him right in the heart.
right,
Why don't you?
The same person who taught me how to read is the one teaching him how to read. So.
I know.
you know, twist
Okay.
it. You know, twist it.
Ukubo not ask parents how read.
My father was also teaching you how to read, the same way he taught me to read.
I have several
Remember
books
the
upstairs.
turtle.
He likes turtles.
Turtle.
I'm not sure that I have one about a turtle, but I have several. When we're done talking, like we can certainly head
Yes.
up and take a look at what I've got.
Perhaps we should tell you why we're.
Yes, that would be lovely. I hope that answered your question sufficiently.
It didn't answer anything at all, but thank you. So, not to be rude, but you are a human, yes?
Yes, all my life.
Checks out.
Face bump. We've heard from other people that they've seen you as an elf.
It's puzzling. Is it possible that the person simply looked like me?
Because I saw.
Maybe it's just that L sounds like elf. It's like a wordplay thing.
Yes. Hello.
Yes.
Did the people that we talked to tell us?
I forget.
I can't remember.
I know that people said that he was an elf, but don't remember the people, don't remember how they explained it.
Mr. Man, build in Navalon.
I've never been to Navalon.
Uh-huh.
Your
No.
name was said there many times.
Unsure as to.
Everyone knew you.
And you were with
A lot of
an
people know who I am as
Pulled
the
Melody.
person that runs this school. People have been around, people I've trained, but
I'm gonna point at the floorboy. They knew you as a pointy-eared one.
he just kind of like feels his ears. I don't have pointy ears. I'm unsure as to why someone would have said I was an elf.
Can I start to ritual cast detect magic?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll let that simmer while you guys are chatting.
Just strum at my.
Well, if nobody else is gonna, I'll flip the picture and push it towards him
Okay.
on the table. It is from. I don't know if the world matters. It's from Randell.
Okay. You flip the picture and slide it over to him, and he just kind of picks it up and holds it in his hands. Damn if that isn't a elvish likeness of me, but I don't recognize the picture.
Oh, the person in it is Elvish?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Not sure where that was done. Where did you find this?
Tower.
In my tower?
In Terransby.
Among my things?
Secret room.
I'm not sure what you...
Touch orbs.
I don't know anything.
Door. Wood E. Ukubo has Wood E now.
Oh,
He protects
God.
his drug ring.
Yes. Would E watch Ukubo's hole for him? Keep everyone out. Unless Ukubo say, okay.
That's the best sentence you've spoken this campaign. Would he watch you whistle?
I'm
The
not
mimic.
familiar with it. I don't know any mimic.
And I'll toss him the journal.
Okay.
Let him flip through it.
And he just kind of flips through. It does look like my writing. I have some journals upstairs we can compare with, but
You don't remember writing these?
Do you draw maps?
not maps. I draw pictures of flowers.
Show him the map.
Grabs it and he just kind of like hands it back to you. I'm sorry. I don't recognize
I have to
where that's
inside
from.
check. That's a 1. So, okay, makes sense.
So you finish ritual casting detect magic, and similarly to the blue swirling that you noticed around Cookie, Melody, and Brina, there is also swirling around Elwran this same wispy blue magic.
I'm assuming he knew I was casting detect magic
Yeah.
while I was doing it. Is he-
He trusts you. He's not going to question what you're doing.
Gonna kill you.
Silent.
Give me 10 minutes.
Spirit bomb.
Yeah, right.
Is there anything on the photo or the journal?
You're getting magic from the photo, not from the journal. But we've already said that these pictures are magical.
Is the map?
The map is not. No, the map's just hand drawn.
It's not the blue.
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Divine Sense
Okay.
and look at him.
And what information does that give you?
God damn it. I think it's Celestial Fiend or Undead.
Okay. None.
None of them? Okay.
Does he get it from anyone else?
No.
Yeah, like the weirdo.
You do not get it from the weirdo. No.
What about Cookie?
He's a celestial.
Is he a god?
Oh, he's a celestial!
Imagine.
Cookie the god.
That would be a very me thing to do, but no, he is not a god.
What about Melody?
Melody is also not a god.
Or undead?
Fiend.
No,
Or undead.
Or undead?
Am I?
Do we still have the skeletons?
Got the bones.
No.
They might be.
They're
No,
gone.
they're
Yeah,
gone.
they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got piles of bones in your pockets.
No, I'm just carrying them.
Oh my! The whole time.
I'm kidding.
My bones.
Bones.
If you'd like to come upstairs, we can flip through some of the journals and perhaps look at some of the books if you don't have any more questions.
I think we have many more questions.
But we can do that while we're looking at the book. So let's go upstairs, please.
Sure.
As we make our way up, I'm gonna ask him a favor.
Sure.
Hey, there's a couple dwarves I left back in the town before we were here. Is there any way you can send a message?
Yes, of course. I do not know who they are. Do you have a
Do you need a
Describe
drawing
them
or?
in-
Do you have a cheap gemstone of any kind? I could enchant it with the spell. You could
We
cast
did.
it yourself.
I have those fake ones, I think, from
I think I have like a couple, but it's like really strong with them. I know.
I'll say that you do. That's you collected enough shit in.
I know. I have
Norbury.
like I have at least like one smaller one.
Yeah, you have
Like, there's
you have several glass ones,
Yeah.
and you kind of filter through them. And yes, this will work. And he pulls out his wand and closes his eyes slightly as he taps the end of the gem and hands it to you. And you can now cast the sending spell one time.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
So.
Save it for later.
Yeah, we'll resolve that later. So you guys walk up this staircase, which now that you two are inside, you see that the railing of this staircase appears to be made of vines and roots that kind of like curve out from this floor and twirl together as they go up. And you walk inside, up the stairs. At the top of the stairs is a small landing that looks out into the room, which holds a small bed tucked into the corner, neatly made, with a woven purple blanket folded on top of it. A nightstand sits next to the bed, holding a small lantern with 2 brass knobs on it that holds a tiny gemstone at the bottom, as well as a book and a pair of glasses. A hook above the bed is at the perfect height to hang a lantern for reading late at night. Next to this bed is a large window which overlooks the rest of Airen Rock and the swirling sea below. On the right wall, a small bookcase built into the wall holds several books that appear to be neatly organized. Next to this is a small table and chair, above which sits another hook on the wall. A quill pen lays on the table next to a small stone cup filled with ink.
Pajamas?
We're not going to bed.
Do you have yours?
Uh-huh.
And I pull mine out.
Ah.
No.
Pajamas.
What time is it?
It's starting to get dark. The sun is beginning to set in the distance. You can see the orange and yellow glow kind of
Yep.
going.
I begin tearing off my clothes.
Okay. Little Lynn and Lesser Marie, thank you very much for the subs. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. That is very, very kind of you. So sending a message means that...
The sending spell.
Yeah, it's the sending
specifically.
spell. So Paul, now that he has this gemstone, is able to send a spell of 25 words or less to someone that he is familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to send it to his dwarven friends to tell them, sorry we left. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
Oops.
Outside question. Will I know if it's sent? Will I know if it...
They can respond, and
Yes.
you'll know.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Also
Yeah, I believe you'll
25
know
words or
if
less.
they don't get it, if they're on a different plane or something.
Yeah,
Which
dead or...
that would be real
whatever.
fucked up for me to do, since you left them there to die. It's only been 8 hours, you're fine. I'm kidding.
They're only dying.
But it's 16. But at 16, they're dead.
Yeah. After the first 24 hours...
You can send a message.
you-
They're still
once
alive.
once they move to a secondary location,
Yeah, they might be
all
gnomes.
things are
I don't even know.
all things
Yeah.
are out. Yeah. Yeah. So that is what you guys see. You change into your pajamas, and he just
Same.
kind of watches confused.
While my shirt is off, I'm going to point at all my scarring and just point.
More tattoos? Are those similar to yours? Perhaps you got them done together.
No, Gabal got hit by lightning. Found totem.
Very strange.
I'm going to point to the one that's Sylvanas. Sylvanas?
Yes, the forest daddy.
You know Forest Daddy?
Yes, of course. Most people study magic do. It's very common. It's very nice.
You pray, Forest Daddy?
I don't really pray. My source of my magic is from my mother, so I don't necessarily pray to anyone.
Ever meet Forest Daddy?
No, I can't say I've had the pleasure.
Please stop.
Know any other gods?
Daddies.
Daddies? Ukubo looking for 4 more daddies. You brought this on yourself?
That's fine.
You can say he
That's
has
fine.
daddy issues.
Hey, it's true. No, I'm sorry.
He doesn't know any of these other
He
symbols.
doesn't recognize the other symbols now.
Okay.
Well, yes, if you'd like to look at the journals or perhaps any of the books. And he
Yes,
just
yes.
gestures to this large bookshelf.
But we found 98 more of these in your tower,
98 of them?
I think.
There were-
You want me to
There were
history?
99.
Yep. All right.
We're
Yep.
on the 100th.
Yeah, you're on
one,
the 100th.
Yep.
It's true. I was there. I saw them as well.
Very interesting. If I could leave, I'd say we could travel there together, but,
Well, what do you mean, if?
well, I currently have a student here.
Oh, boy.
Can't leave
Who's
him
the
alone.
student?
Varen, oddly enough.
Varen's here.
Yes, he returned for more training.
Could we take him with us? This is pretty odd, what we found there.
It is odd, I would agree. I don't know what to make of
Persuade
it.
him, Don?
You can teach on the boat.
I suppose.
He could get some life experience out in the world.
And if he doesn't want to go, I can tie him up like the elf.
What? No, you're not.
I
going
don't think
you're
we'll...
not going to do that.
That's the most convincing thing you've said this whole time.
Perhaps it's something that we can discuss.
All right. Any specific rope I need to tie sorcerers? Do you have any anti-magic
You're
rope?
not tying anyone
He
else
just
up.
kind of like chuckles to himself. No, we'll approach that when the time comes.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
I have no control over this group.
Hello.
Especially not
She has
him.
brought chaos on your doorstep. We're going to burn it down, old man.
So
I
the
know.
bedroom that he showed us that is his.
Yeah.
Okay, you said it's like a landing type thing. Are there any other rooms up there?
No, so the stairs go up and you see this landing and then the room up top. Not sort of like a loft, but there is a wall with a
Okay.
door.
So there's no other rooms out there? Okay.
If you'd like to take a look at any of the journals or the books, there are several over there.
Yeah, I start looking through them.
I'll grab one too.
Sure. Arthas, you grabbing a book?
With your son.
Yeah, the most red one.
Okay. You grabbing a book?
The most red as in like RED or the most...
Do any of
like,
these
it looks
books look like
more
they might
like
pertain
it
to
was
this
red?
tattoo on my
I
arm?
don't know, RED.
There is one that is titled A Blind Man's Errand.
Sure, I'll take that one.
Okay. So I will give you the title of your book as well as the synopsis.
And it's red.
of
Are
what
these
it's about.
journals?
These are the story books that you are grabbing.
Oh,
It's
I thought we were grabbing the.
We'll do that and then
Yeah.
we'll
Okay.
move to the journals. So all of you grab a book. You are not grabbing a book. Okay.
Well, these are storybook ones.
Yes.
Is there a picture book?
So I'll say you grab the one that you recognize,
Is
which
it the crow one?
it is the Raven on the Rock.
Raven on the Rock.
Yeah. So you grab that, and you would not be able to read the kind of like synopsis of the book that's on the inside cover. You could have one of them read it if you would like. So you flip through because you recognize what the book is.
How much of the synopsis can he read?
Of ship,
Rock?
not rock.
Turtle.
I can read turtle. I can read dragonborn.
You got the.
Very good. Getting there.
That is it.
Wasn't there? I
You see
feel like
the-
there's one more word that.
Of?
Yeah, the of
Dragon.
ship, dragon,
Lots
Turtle.
of prepositions.
turtle.
Nope.
Dragon.
Nope.
Okay.
None of those.
We're getting there.
So Arthas, your book is titled Hatred of the Light.
What? And it's red? Oh boy!
So this is the synopsis for this book is a boy is captured by a mysterious religious cult and forced to complete a series of impossible tasks in a deep and dark cave after standing up for a man about to be murdered.
Okay. Who was it written by?
There's no author.
Your father. Arthas daddy.
I'm sorry, can you read it to me one more time? Because I think I missed something.
Sure. Hatred of the Light.
Yep.
A boy is captured by a mysterious religious cult and forced to complete a series of impossible tasks in a deep and dark cave after standing up for a man about to be murdered.
All right.
Kiriel, your book is titled Away We Fly. A beautiful bird injures one of its wings and spends the cold winter season trying to survive and regain its strength, hoping one day to fulfill its true wish to fly among its family again. Hallam, yours is titled A Blind Man's Errand. A blind monk makes the difficult journey of carrying his late father's ashes across an unfamiliar land at the behest of a wandering spirit guide that tells him it is the only way to free his father's soul from purgatory. And Brina, yours is titled Jumping into the Universe. The story of a girl forced to go on an interplanar expedition after her parents are killed during a brutal war between the armies of the Overseer and a band of resistance fighters determined to escape and see what lies beyond the walls of their small kingdom.
Perfect.
Don, I'm going to read the last page.
Okay.
No.
You okay?
I'll get back to you on that. I don't have like a full book written.
What do you mean you didn't write a book for this?
So let me
You didn't
note
write
that,
multiple
and
books?
I will give you roughly a page's worth of details on what that entails.
Thank you.
What if he reads the rest of the page?
Downright a storybook.
I read the whole book.
And you can see that there are, along with the book that Ukubo has, not including that, there are 4 other books sitting on the shelf.
I just look at the names of the books.
Sure. One of them is titled Will of the Forsaken.
It's racial.
The next one is titled Hiding the Emperor.
Hiding the Emperor.
Sounds like a sex thing.
Oh my god.
What?
You never played Hide the Emperor?
You said it's hiding the Emperor?
Yep.
Okay. Hiding the Emperor's
I played it last night. It's hilarious.
Okay.
Oddly enough, the next one's Serpent of the Stars, so that's maybe the sequel to Hiding the Emperor.
I can't even write.
And the last one is An Eternal Stone. And if you'd like to pick any of them up, I have
Definitely
recaps for
Definitely
those as
Hiding
well.
the Emperor. I'm gonna grab that one.
Okay.
Please let it be a
And I will read the synopsis
Is it just
and the last
Kama
page.
Sutra?
So the synopsis is the leader of a group of relic protectors must slip back into the uniform of an enemy guard and confront his past to save the future.
What's an internal stone?
Eternal Stone.
Eternal. That's what I meant.
The story of a small town that serves the many tourists that travel to it, wanting to place a hand on the famed Eternal Stone that many claim opens the floodgates in the human mind, allowing access to untapped knowledge and power.
You said there were 2 more?
Yes.
And they were...
Will of the Forsaken
Will.
and Serpent of the Stars.
I'll take Serpent of the Stars.
Okay. A large red serpent searches for others like it and stumbles into the mystery behind its creation. And anyone want to grab the last one?
Sure.
A single family are the sole survivors of a brutal raid on their hometown by a group of traveling wizards searching for an ancient artifact. They can't remember anything before the attack and must work as a team to piece together their past.
Stop looking at me.
Are these books all about Arthas?
Oh shit, I was gonna ask something.
Are there any pictures of Arthas in any of these books?
No, these are not picture books.
And these are
Arthas on the
These are
cover.
just storybooks, right? These
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he on the cover of any of them?
No. Hey, it's me, Arthas. Author.
I'm just like this.
Arthas.
Fire hands.
Arthas.
Arthras.
Authoress. Arthritis.
Arthritis, the author. Okay. Storybooks. These are interesting, Elwran.
Can I see if I learn any new words?
Sure.
10.
I'll give you the word raven. You've seen it several times before.
Very good.
Do you know what it is, or does he know what it is, or can he just read it?
I'll actually also, even for that, I'll give you the word family as well.
Family.
It's a good one.
He has none.
Oh God.
Ukubo,
He has them,
what do
they're
you
just
know
the
about
worst.
hiding the Emperor?
Those were the books that were here when I arrived.
Hiding Emperor.
Sounds very ambitious.
Ambitious.
Oh no.
A lot of this was here when I got here.
So you just moved in like a hermit crab? Like
This show looks nice.
No one appeared to be here, and
Since
no
you're
one
a
showed up again.
Arthas calls him.
I mean, I'm not wrong. He's isolated, living alone, just moved in like it was his shell. Come on.
He's a crab.
Living alone on a rock. He's a hermit.
Yeah.
I want
True.
to hold my book towards him.
Yes, that's one of my favorites. The Raven on the Rock.
Raven.
Yes, it's a bird.
Bird.
You've seen a raven before, right?
Raven. Where Ukubo see Raven? Trees?
Yeah, in the
Sky.
trees.
Trees.
It's a
Yeah, and you see on the cover
a
there's
black
a picture of a black bird sitting on a small rock, and you correlate that to be a raven.
Correlate. What book? Bout.
It's a about a raven who has lost his family and a small boy that tries to help him find his way home and their adventures.
Ah.
It's a lovely book.
Ukubo take.
Sure. Sure, I'll get another.
Library.
I feel like he's probably
That's
memorized
not-
these stories by this point.
I've read them a lot. It's mostly the material I have. I pour myself into my work, but in the time that I have to spare, I like to sit out in my garden and read.
I'll put my book back.
You have a lot of free time alone on this rock?
Not a lot. Normally there are students here. There had been none for a small while until Varen came back.
Just the one right now.
Yes, just Varen.
When did Varen return?
A few days ago.
Oh, only a few days ago.
Yes. Just mentioned wanting more training.
Did he tell you what happened?
Didn't mention anything to me. I didn't think anything of it. You know Varen, a quiet sort.
Yeah.
Where boy?
He's in his hut, sleeping, likely, or reading perhaps.
Like who?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you said a name. You said likely or. I thought you
Yes,
said like
yes.
Eeyore,
No.
and I was like,
Eeyore, he's
who
here.
the fuck is Eeyore, and why is he on this rock, Don?
Yeah, so you have picked up these books and looked through them, and you see that there are several leather-bound journals on the lower shelves.
I'll pick one
I
up.
don't
Sure.
type it.
Check the handwriting to see if it matches the journal I have.
Sure. So you pick up the books, and you see that there are 10 hand-bound leather journals filled with drawings and notes of various plants that currently grow or have grown on Airen Rock. The handwriting does appear to match the journal that you have, so you can see that there are several hand-drawn pictures of flowers, as well as a name for them and just some general information about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he's already said it, but I'd like to ask him: does this pique your curiosity that these match?
It is quite odd.
And you didn't know that they were in your tower?
No, I'm not familiar with a secret room or a mimic, you said?
Yes, there's a mimic guarding
I mean, I've
several hallways.
dealt with mimics before, but I certainly did not employ one, as you alluded to.
Maybe you took it like Ukubo did.
Not one to take things that aren't mine, and I certainly would remember doing so.
I don't know if you would.
What do you mean?
Something interesting that I have noticed recently. We've encountered a very odd sort of magic in our travels. Nothing like I've seen before, nothing that I can identify.
Magic is not
Yes.
a finite resource or something that can be fully understood.
Yes, but that same magic is present on Brina, Melody, and you as well.
That is peculiar.
Don't use that word.
It seems that it may have some, perhaps, memory-altering.
Like a drug?
I don't know if it's a drug or no. No.
I pull out one of his plants. Drug.
You've taken a few of my flowers. That is all right. As I mentioned before, I don't grow them. They simply grow themselves. My journal is documenting all of the things that have grown here. I've given them names.
Different things grow each year.
It varies. They come and go as they please. It's
New plants pop up.
yes.
Not plant.
No, I don't plant them. Roll a d12 for me.
2.
What you've got there is a barbed briar.
Barbed briar.
Yes, and you can see that it is a kind of like spindly green stem with little briars that are spread far enough apart that you can kind of grab it
I'm
without
not pricking
stabbing
myself.
into your
Okay.
hands. And it kind of opens up into a like bright green flower.
What do?
Well, that one is used for curing illnesses, is what I use it for. That's one of the things that I put into my tea. It has a sort of a magical restorative property to it. Thank you.
Eat. Eat.
No,
Eat.
no,
Curiel.
stop.
Cure.
No, he's fine.
Sick.
He drank the tea. It did not. He's not sick.
Sure, I mean, you can if you want to.
I'm gonna eat like all the flowers that are on this
Sure,
thing attached
roll a
to it.
D100. We'll see.
Why is Ukubo eating flowers?
He was told it
He
would
was told that
cure
it has
illnesses.
restorative properties.
50.
It's a little bitter, but not the worst thing you've eaten by far.
Good.
For a flower, it's, not a ton of flavor to it. Again, very earthy.
A little like dirt.
Yeah, when you say earthy,
This one's a little bit more like dirt, as it did come directly out of the ground. Yeah,
Makes sense.
and you don't eat the vine,
No.
just the flower off the top. You just
You find only here?
I don't remember seeing it at home. There's certainly stuff like it, but not that exactly.
It grew in Terransby as well, in the tower. Right, it's the colorful flowers that were.
Yeah, that one was not that.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind.
You know what sick Terransby?
I still to this day do not understand what caused it. I've done my part to try to train more mages so that way others may be able to stop it if it happens again. It was horrible. There were so many of them. I could not possibly cure all of them. I did the best that I could, but I did fail.
Abram wife die.
Yes, and an unfortunate and tragic loss.
Nice lady.
She was very kind, as was Abram.
Was? Yeah, I know. He
Yeah,
hasn't seen
yeah.
her. That's fine.
Is that'd be mindfucker. It's like, oh yeah, he died.
Just like your dwarves. What? Hello?
Hello.
There's. You haven't. I guess. Yeah, you said Varen. Where has he been? The kids were kidnapped.
Are they
It's-
kidnapped?
Yes.
Those that possess magical powers.
Well, specifically Trista and Varen as well.
Aaron mentioned nothing of that at all. He just said that he needed more training, which I accepted with open arms. I hadn't had a student, and as I said before, Varen is a very powerful boy.
Yes. I mean, we found the children, but you're gonna say his name. Yep.
Varen.
You do not hear Varen.
Not real.
Not real.
Not real?
Not real.
But we did find the missing children, and Trista was among them. She said that Varen escaped and went off.
We'll have to talk with him. We can go see him right now if you'd
Yes.
like.
That would be great. If we could also send a message to Trista and let her know that he's
Sure.
here and safe.
Do you have another one of those stones? Another crystal, perhaps?
I probably do, but
Well, I can send it to
oh, you know her.
Trista. I
yeah.
do know her. And he closes his eyes for a moment and holds his wand out and opens them again.
You said that there was a window in
Yes.
this room overlooking. I want to go look out at the water.
Sure. So you see as the sunlight is kind of now dipping below the edges of the horizon, you see this long wooden house made of a light brown wood with a straw roof. And then further in the distance, several huts, circular huts made of what looks to be tree branches.
Cool. Is he still looking at them?
Yeah. Are you just bashing the window with the totem?
No.
Okay.
I was gonna walk up behind him.
Okay, and hit him in the head?
Gently.
What? How gentle?
Like, an okay tapping.
Sure.
To where, like, I don't want to hurt.
You're trying to jog his memory.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wait,
sure.
what?
Just,
Did you just hit him?
Yeah, so
Yeah, I hit him
so
in the head with
Ukubo
the
just
totem.
walks up and just bonks him in the back of the head, and he kind of like whirls around.
what are you doing?
I backhand Ukubo. Just,
Totem.
I'm backhanding you. Not for damage.
So where did you get that?
Tree. Out front.
No, that's not where you got it. You've had it the whole time.
Tree.
No,
out front.
Don't hit people with it.
What do you...
Tree. Out front.
What about the tree?
Same tree.
Cool.
Where did that
What?
come from? Where did you...
Ukubo
just
found in Allen Woods when hit lightning. So, does anything happen when I hit this fucker in the head?
No, he just like
It just
really
hurts.
rubs his head.
Okay.
You said it's from the tree outside?
Uh-huh. Tree.
Which tree?
Stump. Ukubo stand.
It was cut down when I arrived. I suppose it's possible that it is the same wood. Have you sat it on it, or
Uh-huh.
perhaps we can take a look at it?
Uh-huh.
I'll hit you again.
No.
No.
Magic.
Let me see it.
Blue.
Can I see it?
Blue.
Yeah,
Okay.
did you hit Brina with it?
I push her forward.
Huh?
I go invisible and run away.
I'm holding on to you.
No, you're not. You said push forward.
As soon as you go invisible, I just grab you. You've been around me too much while
Make
invisible.
a strength check.
Strength check?
Because she's gonna try to slip out of your hands.
Wait, do I need to make one?
Yeah,
No, you've
you're
tried.
fighting against them.
You've tried touching her with it already. She's held it.
Let's
in
go,
her hand.
bitch.
Not in the head, though.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to hit her.
15.
You don't have to hit anyone.
Are you serious? Oh,
I'm gonna look at Melody.
Okay, so Brandon, you kind of push her forward,
support
and
this.
she goes invisible, and you grab her cloak, and it slips out from your fingers, and she's gone.
I'm going to
you can't
reach
see
up
them, but I'm doing it.
and grab the totem.
Okay, so Ukubo just walks towards Melody as she just kind of looks at the space where Brina was, and he just raises his arms above his head and walks over.
I'm just nodding.
You just put your hand up and kind of grab the totem in his hands.
I'm gonna move Kiriel's hand out of the way and say,
It's for the best.
What are you doing?
Totem.
We're hitting gnomes.
We have
it's
to-
important work.
We have to try.
Just no whack-a-gnome. That's not what we're doing here.
Do it.
This is not an
Do it.
arcade.
Well, this is this big shit going on. What the fuck?
I don't know. Everything's
What is
just
that?
vanishing. Something's happening.
Is there chains on the floor?
Like, I'm legitimately concerned right now.
It sounds like one of those dog collars.
Yes.
Yeah. I go and explore the rest of the house and, like, peek through things and
Okay.
while all this ruckus is
Sure,
happening.
you're going back downstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
Because there was nothing else upstairs.
No, just the room that you're
Was
in.
there a closet or anything in that room or no?
No, there's just like a small rack where you saw that like things were hanging.
I check in all the pockets.
Okay, yeah, you don't find anything in there. They're
Okay. I go
empty.
downstairs, look through everything, see if I can find any secret things,
Okay,
passageways,
sure.
treasure.
So you start kind of like rumpling through all of the cabinets and things in this small kitchen, and you find like a small set of like dried meat. You find some dried fruits. There's another smaller pie, not the same size as the one that you had eaten at Bilbo's. Some cheeses and things, and you find a small pouch that when you open it contains about 10 gold.
I'll take that.
Was this money?
I take the pie, the dried meats and fruits, and then the pouch.
Okay. So let's resolve this
What?
gnome smacking.
You should do it.
I'm just
No.
nodding the whole time.
Sorry,
No.
Miss Melody.
And she just kind of like turns her head to look back at you, and you bonk her in the side of the head with it, and she just kind of, why did you do that, Ukubo?
Magic.
Oh, that really hurts.
It's an initiation.
Same magic as head.
Oh, I guess I
Head
did.
magic is tree magic.
Blue. Glow. Glow. And I point at Elran's head.
I cover
Glow.
my medallion.
Okay.
Memory.
I'm not sure what you mean.
How about
Are you
If-
back?
yes? I come.
Yes, you see the invisible. You just hear a voice.
So, what if we were me, Melody, Elwran, and the tree touch? All of us touch. We're touching.
Put your heads together.
Yeah, that one.
And then the totem's in the middle of our heads, and we're holding it up with our heads. See if there's anything that happens.
We're gonna do that.
Yeah, that's a great
Even if
idea.
this doesn't work, I want this.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll start chanting even.
Especially because 2 of them are gnomes and 1 of them's a human.
Yeah.
Get down on the ground.
Get on your knees.
Him bent like
Will
90
this
degrees at
satisfy
the
your
waist.
curiosities?
Yup, and I kick his knee in.
Okay, he falls
Oh
to
my
his knees.
God.
And you, Brina, you kind of invisible hold the totem with your hand, and Melody just kind of like confused walks over and puts her head against it, and Elwran pushes his face against it. And are you still holding it, or are you letting go?
I'm holding it.
Let go.
Ah.
Let go, Ukubo.
Ah. I'll let go.
Okay, and the totem is suspended between the 3 of them.
2 heads and nothing
2
else.
heads and nothing. It looks very strange as if it's floating because you do not see the figure of Brina.
Brina, are you there?
I don't answer.
Okay.
I'm gonna poke where she should be. Just to make sure
She's there.
Okay.
Yeah. And the 3 of you kind of just wait and close your eyes for a moment, and nothing seems to happen.
Cast something.
Believe.
And as you sit there, it's as if time kind of slows down, and you see the figures of your friends just kind of like anxiously looking towards you.
Is detect magic still up? I don't know how much time
10
it is.
minutes.
It's definitely been 10 minutes.
It's been 10 minutes.
Yeah. And then something happens.
What happens, please?
Do we hide the Emperor?
Did we hide it?
Is he
We
hidden?
did it. He's hidden.
Tell us where he is.
And the Emperor just cracks. Hey guys, it's me! Oh, hey!
So you watch as the totem begins to smoke. Smoke begins pouring out of the carvings where the eyes are.
I'm gonna grab Ukubo around the chest, like, oh, it's happening.
Egg.
What?
Small Ukubo.
I don't think the 3 of them are gonna make an Ukubo.
I do.
I don't think 3 of them are gonna make a tiny, scarred Ukubo.
And as this
You never
begins to smoke,
Uh-huh.
this smoke fills the room.
It's like a fog, one would say.
Similar to a fog.
Is it similar to Ukubo's fog?
Similar to Ukubo's fog.
I'm grabbing him now.
And you feel something that you had not felt since you found the totem in the first place.
Okay.
The markings on your body begin to burn with a white-hot intensity.
Okay.
And you watch as smoke begins to pour off of these markings as
Oh, I'm
they...
in my pajamas.
Yeah, I'll tear your pajamas
You-
open.
Oh, his pajamas in flame. It's happening. Arthas.
Oh, it's light! He's gonna explode!
Not in
pajamas
front of
like-
everyone.
Emperor, get out!
Hide the Emperor is a really strange game.
Sexual tension.
Ambitious.
Arthas feeling ambitious.
His pajamas begin to like puff up a little bit, and you kind of like tear at them, and this fog billows out, and you can see the markings on his body are smoking, and it feels the same as they had felt
Yeah, when I got hit by
when you
lightning.
got hit by lightning. Yes.
Can I try and like pat out the smoke?
Sure.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna no, let it happen.
Yeah, you just start like
He's all
patting.
catching
He's fine. Look at him. He loves it.
Do we feel anything, or is it just what's
You
happening?
don't feel anything. You can tell that the room is filled with some sort of smoke. Your eyes are currently closed, but you kind of like hear the commotion of your friends.
Don't move.
And and it burns for
Can I open
about
a window?
a minute. Sure.
Let some of the
Yeah, and some of the smoke kind of floods out through that back window and kind of like walks down the side of the house across this space. And about a minute later, the smoking stops, and the markings on your body, with the exception of the one from Sylvanas, are now gone. And you see the figure of Elwran, as the smoke begins to clear, is now covered in splotchy, colored markings.
Like the tie-dye shit?
Yes.
Cool.
Just him.
And he falls to the ground, and the totem falls, and it rolls, and you see that the face is now gone.
Are the tie-dye markings on this gone as well?
The tie-dye markings are now gone, and it is just...
I'm
I'm gonna run over to Elwran and
Memory.
what?
I'm gonna shake him!
Elwran, are you okay?
So you just shake him, and he is just sitting there for a minute. And you shake him for what
Just
feels
kinda
like several minutes, and
pat
you
his
kind of just
face.
like pat his face a little bit. And Arthas really kind of wails on him a little bit.
As I hit him, I'm gonna give him 5
God.
points of
Sure,
lay on hands.
sure.
I'm
So
sorry.
you just like slowly.
I honestly thought
lay
you
on hands
accidentally
and then-
hit
and then
Sarah.
keep going.
But you're
Curiel, get out of the way! I'm trying to save this man.
Lay your hands on him.
And Melody appears
his
fine, and you also feel fine. You're still invisible, so they are not aware that
Can
you
I
didn't pass
see
out.
myself
Yeah, you can.
when
Yeah.
I'm invisible?
Yeah.
So I don't see any splotches or anything?
You don't see any splotches on
Okay.
yourself. And Elwran begins to stir, and he awakens. That's him coughing, not me.
it's hard to tell because
Yeah.
head colds.
And he just looks up at you. What happened?
Tree.
You're
gonna-
multicolored now.
And
Gonna-
he's just like kind of grabbing at his head.
I'm gonna walk over and put one hand on him and say, "Hello."
Hello?
Oh,
Does it
you
sound
don't
like the
hear
totem?
Similar.
Oh no!
it? Wait, say hello to the totem now. Well,
Yeah, it doesn't have to say,
Yeah.
hello.
And you hear nothing.
Goodbye.
No.
Goodbye.
No totem. Just tree now.
It's just there's nothing on it. The color and everything's
Yeah, the
gone.
face is
It's just a
gone.
piece of wood.
Tie-dye's gone. Yeah.
Does this mean you're gonna start carrying him around?
Get on chain. I get to whip Elwran at people. Oh, it's so overpowered.
Cast fireball!
I can throw him 10 feet like a fucking fishing line. He's my Pokemon. I choose you, Elwran mod.
And I'll say hello to it. Hello?
You hear nothing.
Thank Pelor.
Curious.
Talk to me.
Doesn't say Kiriel, correct?
No. Yeah, now it does. No.
Yeah, it's the
now it
reverse.
does. The
Ukubo.
wood says hello to you.
Ukubo.
Hello.
You hear nothing.
How do you feel, Elwran?
My head aches.
I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Sure. And you see above Elran's head is a gigantic cloud of blue magic that fills the room and is slowly spiraling, very slowly, into the top of his head.
What do you see? Does he have large brain?
What? I can't see inside his head. There's
Cloud Daddy.
Oh god.
Is information being downloaded?
yes.
It's the cloud. It's literally the cloud.
Piece of shit.
My brain is very large.
Was that your intention?
No.
I mean,
Or was it a happy accident?
So,
happy little accents.
do you tell us that what you see?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I see.
Oh. I'm gonna swat above his
No,
head.
no, no, it's not-
Push it in.
Yeah, and you watch his hand just goes through the magic and is not affected by this.
Does he, besides being covered in colored splotches, he doesn't look like an elf, right?
No.
Do his ears change?
No, his Pinocchio, like, no. He's still a human, and he's just, like, really just rubbing at, like, his eyes and his head.
Are you okay?
In quite a lot of pain.
Maybe it was because Ukubo hit you.
Possible, I suppose.
Really shouldn't lean your head against random objects like that.
Yeah, with other people.
Key.
Dead.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Totem.
What do you mean?
You hit Ukubo lightning. Totem.
I didn't hit you.
Say names to him and see if he randomly repeats them back.
It's not a, doll.
Ukubo.
Say my name, say my name.
Yes, we were introduced just an hour or so ago. I know who you are.
Can you say Kiriel?
Kiriel?
She's real now.
I definitely heard turtle.
You have tattoo Ukubo.
He just kind of peels back the sides of his robes, and you can see that the markings are now on his body.
So does he have the 4 that are missing from me?
He has the 4 that are missing from you. He does not have the one from Sylvanas.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. You download Ukubo.
Is Tattoo Ukubo the name of your tattoo parlor?
Yes.
I guess they were only temporary for you?
Temporary tattoos.
Yeah.
Temporary
henna
tattoo
tattoos?
kubo.
Tattoo kubo.
Ukubo is Tree Father.
Sure, I'll give you that one.
I see things like
Memories?
dreams.
Maybe other worlds?
No, just
Do you have the photo?
Oh, just shaking in front of him.
Come on, man!
Remember!
Now we're all aboard hitting him in the head.
Is the
Worked last
cloud
time.
Yeah,
changing
right?
at all?
I mean, it's just swirling with magic. It is descending in very slowly.
Okay.
Is it still going?
Yes.
I'm just gonna hold it in front of him.
It's at about 1% right now.
Okay.
It says
buffering.
72 more hours.
Okay. We'll take 8 long rests. Or however many we need to.
Is there
Oh,
like
it went up to 88 hours.
is there like a begin listening while you download option?
Kind of. I see things.
Describe them.
You should lie down. Tell us what you see.
And he just kind of sits on the floor, grabbing at his head. This Melody? Someone named Melody.
And how does that make you feel? And I pull out a journal.
I feel happy.
Maybe love?
And where's that voice coming from?
Oh, you're still invisible.
I am.
Brina?
In your
Brina?
mind.
Don't confuse him more! It's Brina.
She's invisible. She does this.
Brina?
That's me.
I know you, but I don't know how. I can see you in my head.
How old do I look? Maybe like a baby?
A child.
Is Melody there too?
I can see Melody, yes.
Was she the one giving birth?
I can't see that, I'm afraid.
Do you see the bird?
She's crowding!
Do you know the location of the Emperor?
Just small wisps of information and then they fade.
I'm gonna grab his head
Okay.
and I'm gonna say, show me, and look up and close my eyes.
Okay. So you say show me and you close your eyes. And the same thing happens that has happened before. Time kind of slows. And you see a white space, not unlike the completely black space that you had seen in the last attempt. And you see a gem, an orange gem, floating on top of a pond. And the sunlight is reflecting off of this pond. And you just see a small boy kicking his feet in the water at the edge of a wooden dock.
What does he look like?
He looks like you.
Oh, fuck. Great.
And the memory fades out.
Wasn't disturbed, so that's a bonus.
Not disturbed.
I have like 10 more questions now. I guess I'll fade back and let go of them.
I'm gonna pull my gem out of my shirt, and I'm gonna walk up to him. I'm gonna touch it to his forehead, and I'm gonna close my eyes and say, "Show me."
So that doesn't happen. You see a small boy sitting on a river. So you don't get any sort of vision, but as you put this eye to his head and close your eyes, you can feel it kind of vibrating under your hand. And you don't like fade out, you don't get any sort of vision, but this is definitely reacting in some way to his presence.
I'm gonna put it back on.
Okay. I see another name. Virian? Does that mean anything to anyone?
Your student?
Yes.
No, the enchanter.
Yeah.
No, your kid's name is Viren.
Varen.
Varen.
Oh, Varen. Okay.
Yeah, Virian is the
Yeah.
enchanter dude that worked with him. That
From, if I can remember the name
From
of any
Van
towns
Line.
we've been to.
Yeah, that one. The one I wanted to cleanse.
yeah, Benoit. So out of curiosity, am I not a cleric anymore?
No, you are. These are not related to your powers.
Okay.
You are
I
still...
I just want to make sure I didn't just like.
No.
Well,
All
I'm
your
a commoner.
all your
You're not the
powers in
storm
that
anymore.
one tattoo.
No, those
Only
are
trees.
those are unrelated to
Yeah, no,
to the
I'm
Ravenfell
assuming the
power.
crystal spheres are this fucker's memories that have been laid around the world, and I smushed them into the totem and absorbed his brain partially
and
for him.
they're also put into you.
What do I remember?
You don't have any additional memories. You don't feel any different aside from like the light stinging where those markings were, which they are now obviously not there except for the singular one of
They're like, his
Sylvanas.
skin is completely normal then, other than the one
Yeah,
marking.
there's
the
no
ones that
markings.
So he's no longer scarred or anything like that from lightning?
Yeah, those markings where the tattoos kind of like were very like ashy and kind of arced out. There's no indication that they were ever there, except for the one of Sylvanas is still there.
Unlightninged.
Who is Virian? I see the name and I can't.
Enchanter. Vanwy. Kaboom.
You say kaboom?
Sorry, I don't.
Not remember Kaboom?
I don't remember any kaboom. I just know the name. I can see Melody, Brina, and Virian at the moment.
What about a big tree?
A lightning
I'm sorry,
tree, perhaps?
nothing.
It's okay. Take your time.
Perhaps you should rest for a bit.
If you wanted to see Varen, perhaps we could go together.
No, you should rest. We'll talk to Baron.
All right.
I'll protect this child with my whole life, by the way.
Feel free to
Yes.
feel free to rest in any of the huts if you'd like for the evening.
I'm gonna help him up into the bed.
And he kind of like not hobbles, like he's capable of walking, but he's definitely kind of like spaced out a little bit. And
Okay,
he
just-
walks over to the bed
Do
and
you
you kind
have-
of set him
I'm
down.
Do
gonna
you
tuck
have
him
an
in.
empty journal? You may want to write anything down in.
Yes, on my shelf, the one on the left there.
I'll grab it. And
Run over and
okay.
grab it and grab his thing of ink and a quill and run over and set it down to him. And you kind of flip through and you can see that there are a couple pages of flowers and then there are some empty pages. And you just open it and set it in front of him.
If you remember anything,
Just write.
Yes, I will. I'll try to rest, and anything that I dream of or remember, I'll write down. Thank you.
I'm gonna go downstairs.
Okay. Where's Invisible Brina? doing?
She's still with Melody.
Okay. So you're just kind of sitting, like, holding her arm or something. Still invisible, or have you ended that?
Still invisible.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Is Melody's? She's not changed at all, right?
No. She looks the same.
I'm gonna sit on the floor in his bedroom.
Okay. And just wait.
Just kind of gently play sleepy drum time.
Okay.
Barbara! Go to sleep.
Ukubo, we should go.
Totem.
Perhaps you should let him rest.
I'll put my drums away.
Okay.
Totem.
Yes? I believe so.
Ukubo, wait. Plan. Goodbye.
Or should I insight check Ukubo?
I mean, that's up to you.
I'm gonna
I
insight-
kind of want to insight check Ukubo
Am I
myself.
still in the room?
Yeah.
You're gonna
Ukubo,
insight-
let's go.
Plan.
No, we have to go meet his student.
14.
Totem.
No, leave him alone.
Ukubo not wake.
He needs
Don't look
time.
at me. That's
Watch.
14,
Sleep.
Ukubo.
14.
Make sure nothing happen while sleep.
Okay.
Speak. Ukubo, listen. Not shake. Just listen.
Not shake.
No shake.
But
Definitely no shake.
No shake. I get to do it to him. That's the plan.
no, Ukubo, we need to go talk to the chaotic student.
Speak.
I think probably.
Handle.
I really want to see him interact
I
with
think
this person.
maybe we shouldn't let him near him at first. Maybe maybe later.
Ukubo might scare boy.
Are you sure?
He's a very frightened child.
Can always just bring him back here.
Do you have any rope?
No, we're not tying him
There's-
up.
I have rope.
He's my friend. No, you're not going to do
I
that.
think between the two of us, we probably don't need rope.
You're right.
I think between the three of us, we definitely don't need rope.
Oh, are you good at convincing people?
Oh, you're gonna help us carry this little boy.
No, but yes.
You got the legs, we each get an arm.
Yeah.
Technically, I am very good at convincing people, though you wouldn't know it by the group that I found myself a part of. However,
I'm inclined to believe you. That was very convincing.
Okay, Brina, are you coming with us? And I'm gonna kind of kick around the room, assuming she's near me.
by the way, my persuasion is plus 11.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Does it matter with this group of people?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Nope.
Brina, are you coming with us?
What
And I'm
is
still kicking around.
Persuasion.
Okay. Yeah.
I make sure that I'm not around where he's kicking, and
Yeah,
I just like
'cause I'm
keep
near the door.
following back.
Yeah. She's not over by the door.
gonna-
But then I just stay in the room, like you're staying. Yes,
Oh yeah, I'm 100%
I'm
sitting here.
staying in the room
Ukubo,
Okay.
without them knowing.
Okay.
no shaking.
No shake.
I can't wait to see this.
Promise.
Promise.
Okay.
Not shake. Ukubo, no shake.
Inside! It's a natural 20!
I'm not saying who I'm not shaking. I just said I won't shake. Ukubo, not shake. Man. Elwran.
Are you gonna roll deception, or are
No,
you...
I won't shake.
Okay.
Elman.
Elman.
Elf man.
Elfran.
Alright, just keep an eye on him. Don't... No drums.
No drums.
No loud, no speaking.
No speaking.
Hold your totem.
I'm gonna hold it.
No, not him. Not him.
Hold your log.
Your log.
Tree.
Yes, the tree.
Hello, tree.
No, don't talk to it.
Okay.
Talk to it if you want.
Actually, maybe you
Good
should.
tree.
And I'm gonna back out of the room slowly.
Okay. Sure.
Sort of like try to draw the face on as I
sure.
remember it.
Sure. Make a performance check. I'll give you advantage because you're very familiar with it.
Come on, get the natural
That's a
20.
15.
Yeah, you're good. You grab some of the ink and just kind of wipe this face back on, and it looks very similar. It's obviously not carved, but as far as it looks like it does currently, essentially. Yeah.
Hello.
So it is familiar to you again.
Hopefully it doesn't get the face back. That'd be a little weird.
Yeah, just the ink
Would you
just
on the other
sinks in.
Oh no, I see it on the other side. Like it's Two-Face.
No, the ink sinks in and it appears on Elwran. No, that'd be cool.
Wait, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Okay. So
okay.
when I go downstairs, I'm gonna pick up my
Yeah,
my,
he's
my
just
elf
been
boy.
sitting there. You can see he's got crumbs on his face.
Bye.
What did you get?
There was a cookie on the table I've not eaten.
Are there any more cookies on the table?
Yeah, it was like a.
I'm gonna
plate
give
of-
him another one.
Thank you.
He's
just-
not a I think he can stay here.
And I'm gonna pick him
No,
up and
leave
take
him.
him.
Leave him here.
No, he's coming with us.
Why?
I'm not leaving him with the man upstairs in the condition he is. That'd be irresponsible.
Wait, who's in? What's?
Ukubo is the man upstairs.
The man upstairs.
God.
I'll walk out. With him
This
around
whole
my
time he's
shoulder.
been praying to me. I've been secretly answering.
Yeah, you pray. Hello, give me guidance. Hello.
I would. Pello.
It
Me, Pello. Arthur.
I will destroy your tavern. I'll destroy this place.
Yeah, so you guys walk out of the house. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them, but
Okay.
after they leave, before I walk out of the room, I'm gonna pull the gem off. I'm gonna put it around Ukubo's neck.
Okay.
And say,
Can you watch this for me?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
follow them.
Okay. Yeah, you walk downstairs and you see Arthas and Kira walking out. With
Feed
the
my
figure
pet
of-
and then-
Yeah.
Feed my
You guys
pet.
walk out. Yeah, so you guys walk outside.
To the house.
To the rest of the island. We'll resolve. What are you guys doing?
I mean, I effectively just want to see whether or not he speaks subconsciously
Okay.
while he is lying here dreaming.
Okay.
And I would also use my racial casting of Detect Magic.
Okay.
Just to, keep an eye on the old blue coming out of his brain.
Sure. Yeah, so we'll say 10 minutes goes by and you ritual cast that, and you can see this large cloud of blue magic that is like filling the space on the ceiling above, similar to like a star pattern type thing where the ceiling is illuminated, and you can see it descending and just slowly like a drain spiraling into his head.
Cool. Is he asleep?
Appears to be.
Do you want me to check him?
I mean, visually he looks asleep. I mean, he's just eyes closed, breathing softly.
Sure. Put my hand on his forehead.
Okay.
Hello, Ukubo.
You do not hear it echo back in your head.
Not totem. Alright, I'll sit here and wait and listen.
Okay. Brina?
I mean, after that, and I see that he's like done fucking around, and he's
Not
just gonna sit
shaking
there.
Elwran.
Yeah, I just leave and I go to follow.
Okay. So
I don't know.
you see him just kind of like almost take care of him, essentially.
I just pat him
Pat,
on the head
pat.
before I leave.
Ah!
Yeah, it's not fun, is it?
Hello? Are you just laughing?
I'm assuming you hear Brina's little chuckles.
Yeah.
That looks like Kelsey laughing, though. I don't think that's.
It's
No,
both.
she's crying.
Yeah, as
I'm
Ukubo just
crying,
kind of like
literally.
rolls around and is in terror. Yeah, Brina just chuckles lightly. You hear her little laugh as she...
Where's Melody? Is she staying behind?
Melody was in the kitchen. She came down with you guys.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I don't say.
Okay. Yeah, and you walk downstairs, you see Melody sitting there, just eating some cookies.
I don't even let her know that I'm there,
Okay.
and I just go and
Okay.
follow
Yeah, the door's
everyone else.
open, so
Yeah.
you just walk right out and you run to catch up with your friends. Yeah, so you guys walk past the large longhouse, which you know was called the Ista House, which is ISTA house, which is where you did the majority of your trainings of magic and where Elwran essentially taught you basically the classroom and like sparring area for practicing with magics.
Could you spell his name, the student's name?
Yeah, Varin. Varin.
Thank you.
Yep.
There's only one R in it?
Might be two.
Also,
It might be one.
How long has it been since Brina's cast invisibility? Very important.
Not quite an hour.
Almost there.
Getting close.
Good.
I have other spell slots.
You'll run out of spell slots one of these days.
I shake my fist like an old man. You'll run out someday.
I'll catch you.
I think it is one R. That looks right.
No, it's two.
It's two.
Yep.
Oh man.
Varrin.
Is that what I thought at first?
Do
Needs
I
otherwise.
do I hear less voices without the.
You don't
without
hear
the
any
thing?
voices.
None. No
Yeah.
shadows, no voices.
Yeah, as you get like further and further away from it, you don't see the shadows and you don't.
So
hear
they
the
don't go
voices.
away when I take it off, but they do go away as I get away from it.
Yes, yeah. Not like it's not like you know, because I'm assuming you maybe take it off to sleep or something sometimes, but
I shift out of curiosity.
yeah, and it's unfamiliar to you as you've not seen nothing for quite a while.
Is your shifting different?
Yeah, it's not like
Something that I
it's
would
not like I'm
notice.
trying to catch something.
It's not. You're not jerking. You're.
Yeah, it looks like I'm curious.
Yeah. So Brina behind you see Holland just kind of like slowly looking up and around at things,
I
but
look up.
less like rapid movement.
I look up at where he's looking at.
Yeah, you just see the night sky above you with the stars and some clouds kind of floating over above. As you guys walk around this large house, the longhouse, it's made of a light brown wood with a straw thatched roof. Windows line the long exterior walls of the building, and you can see through these windows are several shelves filled with various plants in small pots. On one end is a single door made of this same light wood. And as you walk past the side of the building, you can see that the side of it is completely taken over with ivy, and you see small flashes of light that appear to blink in this ivy and then float off into the air and blink again.
I'm sorry. Can you describe that again?
Sure. So you see on the ivy little flashes of light, and then several seconds later, another flash of light in the air.
Like
Like
lightning
away
bugs?
from it?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Lightning bugs.
Yes. Lightning bugs.
Oh, so they're lightning.
They're
They're
lightning
bugs.
bugs. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So you reach out and kind of like grab your hand around it, and you look in it, and you see a small little bug, and its tail just lights up slightly and fades out, and it just.
It flies away.
Its
Yeah.
whole butt.
I stare at them.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's
Have you
beautiful.
never seen them before? I guess you haven't seen squirrels or anything before. This
I've
whole
I've
adventure.
seen some things.
Not,
I just give you a look.
not most things.
No, nothing like you. You're just taken back.
Just keep walking.
I'll probably.
If I was also hand on as well.
I'll probably give you the results of that next session because I want to make sure that I
Cool.
have something.
Yeah, same thing as like whatever
Yeah,
the
same thing with the
synopsis for
books.
his book.
It
Okay.
happens, but I'll physically give it to you and go over
Cool.
it next time, just so that way I have some
Mm-hmm.
time to really think out
Sure.
what I want to happen.
Cool.
Yeah. Just
I
because
was gonna hide the emperor.
Yeah.
You don't want us to know where
as long
it
as
is.
you're not shaking him too much. or at all.
Don't gotta shake him to hide the emperor.
Oh my god.
Shake him after you find him.
Smoke them if you got them.
Just gonna drink.
Okay.
Are you guys going into this building, or are you just walking past directly to
I'm
the
still
hut?
staring at the lightning bugs.
Yeah.
The light bugs.
They're really, I mean, they're beautiful. It's similar to Melody's kind of like floating candles in the ceiling of her tavern, except these are bugs.
But they're bugs.
Yeah, they're bugs.
I'm gonna, they're around a specific plant, right?
The ivy on the sides of the building. They're kind of like just sitting on the ivy, and they
I'm
just
gonna take some of the ivy.
sure.
Some of the bugs.
Okay. Yeah, you cut off a small strand of ivy, and there are just some bugs that just kind of land on it and walk along your hand.
Can I just put my hand out?
Yeah.
Hey, mine.
I mean, you don't have to.
My
I'm
bugs.
just gonna put my hand out and let them land on me.
Okay. Are you just observing
My bugs.
I'm gonna.
for the first time, not seeing shadows?
Yeah, the world's so full.
It's full of light.
I'm gonna pull up my sleeve and look at my arm.
The eye is still there.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I was gonna, but you got it. So how many bugs do I get?
19.
You get like 5 or 6. We'll say 6 lightning bugs
I'm gonna add
that
6.
are just kind of.
I'm gonna put them in
hanging
like
around.
I don't know. If
You like a
would
little
I even
jar?
have like a little flask or jar? Or
Yeah,
something
sure,
That I can kind of keep 'em
absolutely.
with the vine.
Sure.
Just
Yeah, you put him in there. You watch as he just stuffs the ivy in there.
Is it a glass jar?
Yes.
Okay, I try to scare him and he didn't for him to like drop the jar?
Sure. Make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can maintain the holding of the jars. Brina runs up behind you and just...
I am 100% going to argue for advantage because she's done it so many times.
I'll give you. I'll give you advantage. That's fair. Pretty much when anything happens that you care about, you know to expect. You also know that she's invisible, so I would say that you're on edge and aware that she could strike at any
Fucking
time.
roll him, let's go!
You said it's a dex saving throw?
Dex saving throw.
Double net
Are
one.
you dex saving as well?
Am I?
No, she's just scaring
She's just
you.
scared, okay.
Yeah. Your advantage is that there's not really anything for her to roll to see if she does scare you.
Oh, why? Oh.
What you got there, Paul?
Oh, God, why? 13?
I'll say that you watch as he, like, drops it and then smacks it with the edge of his hand and then attempts to, and, like, knocks it around. Make a dexterity throw to try to hit the vial.
I am gonna punt you.
16.
Yeah, you watch as she just, like, jumps up and boom, spikes the glass vial. It doesn't break, but it tumbles on the ground.
I grab it and run away.
I kick around me.
I grab it and run away.
I outstretch my
I'm
hands.
trying to think. I guess just face up, heads up, roll a flat d20 roll.
To see who gets it?
To see who gets it,
Okay.
Ready, Paul?
Yeah. Bitch! Natural 20! Mine!
Whatever.
Yeah, so you dive towards it and grab it and just... Precious.
Mine!
I
And then I'm gonna swipe outward to try and grab her because she's tiny. And I'm 6'2", and we'll pick her up. I'm tired of your shit, Brina!
You didn't say you picked me up.
I'm grabbing. Do I grab her?
You don't grab her, but you get your vial of lightning bugs back.
I'll stand up.
Okay.
And I have 6 of them.
Yeah.
In the bag it goes.
All right. Yeah, you guys going into this longhouse or you going directly to the huts?
I was gonna go to the huts. I've been here, so.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll follow Curiel.
Okay.
Didn't even finish writing it.
We'll say as you guys approach these huts, your invisibility fades. You're aware that it fades.
redo
You
it.
recast it, sure.
Do we
And
see her flicker?
She's behind you.
Do we
so-
see her flicker?
She's behind you, so you don't see it.
Did I see her?
As you're kind of shifting, you see Brina flash into
Yeah.
view
I
for a
mean,
moment
you
and
know
then-
I'm
As
there
as
anyway.
she reappears, I shift quickly and then I just like look about normally.
Back to your normal self?
Just for a moment.
What?
Hello.
So you walk up and you see 10 huts that are made of large tree branches that have been tied together, making a simple circular shape. On top, a large leaf sits and acts as the roof that is tied with some like twine to kind of form the edges of this roof. There are several of these like larger leaves that form this like kind of spiral structure with the like the ends of the leaves are kind of tied together into like a little point. You can see wooden supports underneath it at several spots, like through the edges of the leaf. A small door hangs in the entryway of each one. You remember these huts fondly, having a space to make your own when you were not training with Elwran.
Do I pass the one that was mine?
Yes, you do.
Do you say anything about it?
I'm gonna peek
Yeah,
in.
you can peek in.
Yeah.
Would you have like carved your initials or anything into
I don't
the...
know if maybe I left something behind or anything like
Sure.
that.
What's something you might have left behind?
Super strong magical item.
The Emperor.
He's here.
Perhaps a flute? I don't know if that's too much.
I'm thinking more like a small
Like a
trinket. Yeah, not
like
a whole
trinket,
musical
a whole
instrument. Yeah.
Wooden carved.
A replica of a flute.
a large wooden flute. You know what? Sure. Hold on. That I can make that work. So you walk over to the spot on one of these larger tree branches that you had kind of not gonna be metal, but that's fine.
I mean, I don't have a wooden flute, so.
Yeah. Well,
I was thinking in like at the end of the bedpost, she like turns it and just like pulls off
Yeah.
the top and just
That
like
adds
pulls
to your
out a
Amazon
fucking
card, I guess.
flute. Ah, my night flute.
Pass out.
and Elwran just wakes up. The noises are back.
Oh no!
No, so similar. A spot in the wall that you had kind of like carved a space in the bark. You kind of flip open a small piece of the wood, and sitting inside is this small wooden flute that you pull out and push that closed at the edge of the bed.
I watch all of this because I've poked my head in.
Yep.
What do you have there?
I'll play the flute. I'm not gonna do it on the stream because
Come on.
There's only one way to find out what it sounds like.
Yeah, we got to know.
Just back up a lot. How's that, chat? I
do a little,
Like
little
a nightmare
golf clap.
flute?
Very
Yeah.
good, very good. It's far better than Ukubo's music.
I bought it intending to learn how to play it, and I couldn't get the sound to come out right, so I just never did. Sorry, friends.
Yeah, so chat says doot, so they can hear it clearly. Yeah, so you have your flute, your small wooden flute.
It's just a normal flute, like there's nothing.
Yeah, it's just a wooden flute that you hid in the walls of the building.
That's nice.
I left this behind. Forgot it was here when I left.
Oh,
Thought about it about halfway out. Figured I couldn't go back for it, so
too much trouble.
yeah.
And I'll pull my head out of the
Okay.
hut.
You sit there for a moment and kind of collect your thoughts and just remember your memories from this place and your friends that you made here.
Totally have.
Yeah, all of your
Definitely
friends
have that are real.
If you wanna
Completely
name them out
real
loud.
friends
Real
that you
friends.
made here.
I had friends.
Like the Emperor.
like
Trist-
the Emperor, Barthas, maybe Bukubo.
Bimdar.
Oh no!
Trista and Baron were my friends.
Well, my detect magic is on. This is no longer blue at all. I'm
It is
assuming.
not.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Magic out of it.
then I would, as well, when that concludes, cast Detect Good and Evil. Because I also want to look at this fucking thing that was put around my neck to watch over by Hollum.
Sure.
What the hell does that look like?
So that I believe, I'm trying to remember what.
You said elemental the
Yeah,
last
elemental. Yeah.
yeah,
that-
in
that
terms of
sounds
the
correct.
magic, but I mean, what the fuck does it look like?
Oh, sure. So now that you are able to get a good look at it, it is a green gem that's hanging from a chain. And in the center of it is a swirling liquid similar to the orbs, but not exactly the same. It's a little bit sludgier. It's a little bit like, it's more like smoke than liquid.
Okay.
So not sludgier, just kind of slower moving.
Okay.
And that would be the like pupil of the eye, essentially, that this appears to be.
Cool.
Yep.
Also, while I have Detect Good and Evil, is Elwran an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead?
He is not.
None of those things.
None of those things.
Okay. How about me?
You are also none of those things.
Totem.
Totem, at this point, you get no magical essence from it
Cool.
at all. There's no, not
So
even
just,
like
so
residuals.
just elemental from him.
Yes.
Or from the
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and obviously the magics that are kind of around him.
Sure.
Along with this blue blend.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm good.
Cool. So as you see the figure of Elwran sleeping there, he calls out Melody and Brina several times as he just kind of like turns back and forth. He mentions the name Virian again. And he just says the word no.
I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions.
Okay. So you watch as he just kind of stops rustling and just begins to breathe lightly again as you see his chest rise and fall in the patterns of relaxed sleep, and he mentions the name Brina once more before falling back into his slumber.
Cool. Okay, so just Brina, Melody, Virian.
Yep.
I didn't do anything.
I'm sure. I'll have to watch the recap.
No, you won't.
We're deleting it.
What recap?
We didn't do an episode tonight.
So, as I'm walking around and peering into the huts, do I see anything else?
Into the huts?
Yeah.
No, they appear to be empty except for the one on the end. You can see that there's a light coming from it.
No ocarinas, right?
None that you can see.
Good.
Yeah, no ocarinas.
I have one.
You what?
Nothing.
Oh, you just want to bring it.
Good.
I
Right,
pulled
so they're
my
empty.
other hiding spot.
They're empty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the one that I know is Varen's.
Yeah.
then.
So you walk over and you can see that a small light kind of flickers through this window.
Knock on
And
the
he
door.
opens it and you see the figure of Varen. He's Kiriel? And
Reach in
you
give
just
him a hug.
you just hug him before he even gets a chance to respond, and he kind of like is stunned for a moment before wrapping his arms around you and just kind of grabbing you. How did you get here? Why are you? Who are all your friends?
Believe it or not, she sailed a boat here.
That can't be right.
Come on. I've done it once before. It's bound to be better the second time I did it.
What does he look like?
She
That's
did
true.
scrape against the dock, but
Would you stop telling
Give me
people
that. Give me that detailed appearance rundown. Human, I'm assuming. Human
my
male.
nature.
Yeah, let me.
You seem much less
confirm
threatening with glasses and.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Here, better.
that. So he is a half elf.
Oh, he's a half elf.
Half elf boy with orange hair and brown eyes. You can see that there's a very light freckles on his face, a result of essentially his half elven complexion kind of hides some of the more like protruding features that generally comes with people that have red hair.
How does his skin compare to Elwran's?
It's
Not as nice.
Not as nice.
Not as nice.
Yeah, it's not as nice. He looks, well kept and everything, but yeah, there's definitely a blend of more of a blend of human and elvish features than you saw from Elwran, aside from like Elwran's skin looking
Right.
very fair. You can tell that like the ears are not quite as long and pointy as
Right.
as an elf's are.
But I would assume that he looks more like an elf to me.
Yes, correct. Yes. Mhm. Yeah, and he just has some simple clothing on.
Okay.
What?
How did you get here?
I took a carriage.
It's where were you?
Well, it's a lie. I stole a carriage.
You did what?
I stole a carriage.
I just give him the
took. That's a good word for it, really.
That's
borrowed.
true.
Borrowed. You're gonna return it.
No.
You will return it.
It's
You crashed it, right? Where is it?
yes.
Where,
Like a theme.
Can no one?
place,
Can no
you
one
like
drive
have
anything
to
here?
crash
He's a
something
he's
to,
a young
he's
to
a
go to
child.
school here?
He doesn't have a
Jeez.
driver's license yet.
You also crashed a ship to get
Yes,
here.
That was my point.
There was a storm. It was raining.
Yes,
Oh
blame the
yeah, just like
storm.
there was a light drizzle on our way here.
There was a storm.
Yeah. Storm. It was called the dock, and you rammed into it.
Nothing said not to, so
Didn't come with
Yeah,
instructions.
don't park
Didn't
gently.
say don't hit the dock.
That's where you parked it.
where did you go after you got out of the? What were we calling it? The bee place.
The bee place.
Bee place.
Yeah. Honeysuckle Grove.
Honeysuckle Grove was the actual name of the
I don't know
place,
if the
yeah.
kids know what that's called. They were just trapped in a basement
Yeah,
somewhere.
he would not
making-
have even seen
yeah.
it. I came back here so that way I could get stronger and go rescue my friends. I don't want everybody to think that I'm a failure, and everyone my whole life has kind of kicked me around and treated me like I don't know what I'm doing.
No,
I feel
That's why I didn't tell Elwran,
I mean,
because I didn't want him to think that I failed his teachings.
I don't think anyone thinks that you were able to escape.
I got lucky.
Tristan and the others are safe.
They're safe. You've seen her?
Yes.
How?
We rescued them. Me and these you're still invisible,
Yeah.
right? And my friend here and a few others.
And you just see kind of like tears well up in his eyes a little bit, and a single tear rolls down his face, and I'm so happy that they're safe.
Yeah. I had Elwran send a message to Trista. She knows you're here and that you're safe.
I'd like to see her again.
I'm gonna kneel down and give him a hug.
Okay.
It's okay. We took care of them.
Thank you, sir. And he
How
just-
tall is he?
Probably around like 12.
Yeah, he's probably like, I'll say like 4 or 5.
4 or 5? Okay.
Yeah, he's still
Because he's what,
growing.
like 15 or something?
Yeah, he's definitely, well, maybe that's a little short. He's probably like 5 foot.
Okay.
4 or 5's a little short. Yeah, so he's still growing, clearly.
Give him a hug.
Definitely taller than the last time you've seen him. He's a growing boy.
Sprouted up quite a bit.
Thank you, sir.
I give him some of the beef.
Oh my god, no!
It's so you grow.
That's definitely bad by now.
And he just, it doesn't,
No, don't eat it.
It's magical,
Don't.
isn't it?
Don't.
it doesn't look,
Does it look bad?
it doesn't look good.
I'll
like
I'll light it on fire with prestidigitation. I'm sorry, and I'll just burn the bean meat.
I'm so sorry. I thought of this tragedy.
And I'll light it on fire.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about that place. I'll give him another hug. After I burn the bean meat. After I see like the Vietnam flashbacks in his eyes, I'll burn it.
Sorry for this horrible tragedy.
I don't have any
committed.
milk. I've given milk. This is a growing boy.
I'm gonna pull him away from Arthas.
I'm holding on to him, so
He's mine, just like the lightning bugs.
can't take him away.
I was already hugging him, so technically.
Well,
you're
I guess you're both hugging.
You're hugging both of them.
So you can't pull me away. I'm also hugging you.
What happened to the guy you were carrying?
He's outside. I put him down.
Yeah, he
doesn't get
you
to
just
come in
look
the hut.
back at him and he just like raises his arms.
What, he put his head in the hut?
No, I mean just like Kirill just kind of looks back to like look for where he is, and he's just sitting on the ground. And he's just, I'm fucking here.
Curio.
What?
Do you,
Ooh.
And I look
you
around.
know I was here.
I immediately turn on the high beams where she is. Can I see an image? Maybe like a rough outline of where she is. With a
no.
shit ton of light being shown on
No.
her.
See the outline
Okay.
of my fucking hand, bitch.
Just your hand.
You just see a floating hand giving you the middle.
I just returned through the hug.
I cover Baron's eyes.
Curio. Do you know who bullied him?
Do I?
So you
I'm
know
sure.
that he wasn't necessarily bullied here. You know that he had a rough, like, upbringing,
Yeah.
having lost both of his parents before meeting Trista.
And having wild magic.
Yeah, having this magic kind of randomly outburst at times. He was definitely an outcast. You know that Trista generally did most of the speaking for him, kind of. As he would go to say something, she would just interrupt and say it, being the jovial talker that she is. But yeah, he definitely wasn't treated poorly here. They may have given him a bit of a wider berth than most, as they don't want to get, like, burned by his wild magics. But yeah, definitely not bullied here.
Do you know his last name?
Can you? I don't have my papers in the other room. I don't remember what it is.
Well, you're saying it, so he can just say it.
Yeah.
Say Rona, say Rona, say Rona.
I don't think that's. If you can't find, I know where it is in my binder, but it's in the other room.
You did not give him one.
No.
Nope.
I didn't give him a last name.
Last name, go.
I'll,
Not Verona, not Verona.
Barona.
He's Ray Barona.
Hey.
Half-elf last names go.
Beil.
Bill.
Yeah. Varen Solo, and then the Star Wars theme starts.
Pulls out a blaster. Mid-hug.
I'm assuming I didn't give Trista a last name either.
You did.
I did?
Yeah.
What kind of last name is Beal?
Oh,
Elf
because he's
or
an
human?
orphan.
Human.
Human?
Maybe that's why I didn't give him the last name. Are you sure I didn't
Probably.
give him the last name?
You did not. It's just says Varen.
Ambitious father.
I'll double check your copy of your notes that I have saved, but on the one I have printed, no.
I'll be right back.
Actually, hold on. I can just pull it up. Just give me a second. But I'm pretty sure I just straight copied yours, so I don't think so.
Well, I'll ask him then, I guess. Where did he get his magical properties from? His mother or his father? If you know. Offhand. Or do you have it?
Yeah, you did not. You
I
didn't
did
give him the
not.
last name. Mm-mm.
Why did I do that?
I don't know.
All right, I'll ask him. Where did you get your magical gifts from?
I don't know. I'm the only one in my family capable of magic.
Your mother and father didn't possess magic?
No. My father was an elf and my mother was a human.
He's got his mother's last name.
But no, they weren't magical. They died when I was very young. I don't really
I'm sorry to
remember
hear
them.
that.
It's okay.
Cast 5 points of lay on hands.
Okay, sure.
Make him feel warm.
Well, thanks. I don't remember them much. It's a long time ago.
You were very young?
Yes. I traveled on my own for a while before I met Trista. And we came here together to study with Elwran to practice our magics.
Trista was a friend?
I met her on my travels.
We met Trista.
I can't remember.
Yeah,
She's
she
one
was
of
the
the
one that
kids.
one of the ones you rescued.
Oh, it was a little kid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Not the little kid. She was older.
She was the
Yeah, she was the older
Okay.
one. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like one of the first that we dropped off.
Yes.
Which town?
She didn't leave.
She didn't leave.
I don't think so.
She went off to go find.
She went with you to Terransby and then went back.
Yeah, and then she went
So
off.
we left her at Terransby.
You left her in Norbury.
In Norbury?
She left on her own to
Yeah,
try
she-
and find Varen.
I guess we did kill everybody there. So.
Yeah, she just traveled with you there and back.
Okay.
I heard another voice. Is there a ghost of some
Oh,
kind?
Brina.
Well,
Definitely
it's
a
a
ghost.
tiny gnome bitch.
I think he means tiny
Cover
gnome
his ears.
ghost.
He heard it.
I go visible.
Just immediately
Hi,
illuminate you.
Hi, I'm Brina.
Varen.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
So, where are you from?
I'm from Ramshorn. Shit, you're too fast. Yeah, like I said, I traveled. Bit of an outcast. That's what tends to happen when you can't control your magics.
That's not true. We have one of those that travel with us.
Oh,
I'm
He's
sure.
he's a big blue man.
Yes.
If you see him around here, you'll know who he is. He usually is running.
oh, was that the one dancing on the tree?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was he posing perhaps?
Yes.
You saw the-
lightning came out of his
Yeah.
mouth.
Yep, that's him. He speaks and stuff happens.
I didn't want to go over there.
Good idea. Smart boy. And I pat him.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stay away from him.
Okay.
He's not dangerous, just as long as he doesn't.
Just a little.
Just-
Just a little dangerous.
Totally harmless.
Okay.
Not totally.
He's totally harmless.
He'll speak in your head instead of
Okay.
with his mouth because
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
No,
Yes.
it's like he's whispering sweet nothings.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Hello.
You just hear Ugo just grins.
Nice.
So we'll cut back to you as you continue to observe. Elwran will say if you want to describe what your doing, and I will give you the details in the next one, just so that way we have.
Sure, yeah. So, just for clarification purposes, I was going to also pray, but I wanted to have my hand on Elwran's head as I once more prayed to Sylvanas.
Yeah. So that happens. You just kind of reach out, and you feel that same warm feeling that you had felt the last time you prayed to Sylvanas. You do see something, which I will give you in detail. But as you conclude that, you hear Elwran start to mutter some words again, and you hear him say the words Terransby, illness, and stop.
Cool.
Anything else that you want to be doing, or just observing?
I mean, realistically, no.
Okay.
I think there's just more value in seeing what else he says
Sure.
than doing anything else.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So you didn't say why you were here with all of these people.
I mean, these are the people I've been traveling with for quite a while. No, maybe not all of them. Nice look at the floor man.
And he just again.
I'm not untying you.
I'm aware. Thank you.
There have been strange things going on in Settandor. And we believe Elwran may be at the heart of a lot of these strange occurrences.
That's odd, certainly.
Do you have the photo with you, or did you leave that behind?
No, I kept it with me.
Yeah.
Which photo? From Elwran's?
Yeah. We found this in Terransby.
Just shake it in front of you. Spooky, right?
Does kind of look like Elwran a little bit, yeah.
Along with many
How
others.
much like Elwran would it look like to a half elf?
I mean, not any more necessarily than.
Does he seem more human than elf? Or
in the picture?
yeah.
He looks to be.
Well, he looks like an elf in the picture.
Yeah.
But I'm saying to the character.
I'd say human.
Human? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just holding it in front.
That's very strange.
There's a lot of these.
That's. I don't know what to make of that.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
We also found journals with his writing in it and strange magical items.
Pretty mysterious. He seems like a nice man.
Well, yes, of course. I don't doubt that, but
And he's just kind of like wringing his hands nervously as he does. You all look like very nice people, and you rescued my friends. So thank you, all of you.
Of course.
still hugging him.
The longest hug.
Yeah.
I just like have my arms around him and like my head on his shoulder
Okay.
as we're talking. I was very nervous for this child.
Is
He's very small.
would you like to go see Elwran with us, or
I don't know. He's
perhaps you can show us some of your magic?
What kind of magic do you want to see? People don't normally ask me to.
Airen said you've gotten quite good at it.
Certainly better. It still happens sometimes, but better. I can show you in the Ista house if you'd like.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Okay. And he just kind of like gets up and you'd let go, I assume.
Yeah.
And he walks past you and starts walking towards the Ista house, closing his door behind him as you guys leave. Everybody following?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He takes you into this house, Inside, as you walk through this open door, you see this large, long building. You see several desks lined up in the center of this space, flanked by shelves hung from the wooden walls. On these shelves are several different small flowers and plants sitting in clay pots, as well as several wooden and stone tools, and several sets of mortar and pestles, small burlap bags, and glass vials. On the floor are a stack of small cauldrons and stands. Next to the desks, you can see several stone circles that contain the ashes of a long burned out fire, and one that appears to be recently put out. In front of these desks is one larger desk that backs up to a large fabric and leather dividing wall with a doorway framed out of it, with a thin leather-bound door hanging in it. As you walk through this dividing wall, there is a large square of sand with several wooden targets leaning against the far wall. You can see several light scorch marks on the back wall, as well as one larger one. Kirill, if you would like to do a history check for me.
13.
So you remember this larger scorch mark to be an accident caused by Varen when one of the spells that he cast missed its mark and was much larger of an area than he intended it to be. So he walks out into this sand and just kind of like looks back at you guys to make sure that you're watching. And he kind of like grabs the edge of his hand, almost like Tony Stark-esque, and just holds it up. And released a blast of flame that shoots out a ball and strikes one of the far targets dead center.
What does the sand look like after he's cast it?
His fan glows for a moment and then stops. I've been practicing.
Good job.
Thank you.
This is a lot more controlled than it used to be.
Then he just kind of like nervously eyes the mark on the wall.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Stuff happens.
So
I crashed a ship.
He cast Fireball?
Yeah. Well, he cast a cantrip, not an
cantrip,
actual
okay.
spell. Yeah. Yeah. Firebolt.
Fireball.
Yeah.
Do you know anything better?
I mean, I can do some healing magics.
No, something stronger.
Yes, if you want me to, I suppose.
I'll gesture like...
Only if you want to.
Maybe we should do this outside.
And I go outside.
Okay. And he walks to the edge. He walks you guys past the huts to the edge of the rock, and goes to an area that is not near the wooden stairs.
Are we looking out towards the ocean?
Yeah, you're looking out towards the ocean.
Oh boy.
So the stairs kind of arc up the right side, and you guys are on the left side looking out. And he just looks back at you kind of anxiously a little bit.
I'm just smiling.
And he holds out his one hand and closes his eyes a little bit, and you see a black sludge erupt from the end of his hands, and it kind of flies out through the air, and he just looks back at you and a little bit more confidently this time releases an arc of fire again that strikes this as the sky in front of you ignites with flame.
I'm gonna
Would I relate this to Fireball? Maybe.
You would relate this to the spell Grease combined with something.
Grease combined with something? Oh.
Yep.
I'm gonna cheer and
Like he's
whistle.
twin casting.
Like he's what?
Twin casting for
Okay.
meta magic for sorcerer.
Yeah.
Like grease and then fire.
Yep.
Ironing Board DM, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Wanderer's Hideaway Tavern.
Yeah, I'm making a huge deal of it.
Sure.
Clapping and
Just give him the thumbs up again and smile.
pat him on the back.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
It's really well done.
Thank you. He just
They seem a bit more
looks very
at
pleased with
ease.
himself, a little bit more at ease, yeah. A little bit more confident.
Good job.
Thank you.
Seems like you have good control.
Much better than I used to. I've been working with Elwran quite a bit.
Practice makes perfect.
Yes, it does.
I point over to the ship. It's not crashed.
Yeah.
Is there a scuff mark on the side of it?
Look at that, a whole ship. You can see that there is a small scratch mark on it along the side. From where you digged it pretty good, but he just kind of ignores that and just look at that.
A whole ship
whole
minus
ship.
How
some
many
paint.
pieces was it in last time?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them?
Oh, is that an answer? All of them?
I guess so.
It was less of a ship and more of.
Why did I get on a boat with you?
Who was it who
logs.
pulled me out of the water?
Well, that was Elwran.
It was Elwran himself.
I'm a little anxious about sailing now.
It's fine. Practice makes perfect.
So
I guess it'll only be better.
Yes, only better. Also, there were no storms.
Oh, and there goes my confidence.
Yeah, and it has not stormed since the gems were smashed. Or the orbs were smashed.
Anywhere?
I mean, where you've been, it's not stormed. The only time that it was stormy was when you were fighting the giant sand monster. It has not...
Sandstorms.
Yes, it has not stormed since that. Well, if you'd like to rest in the huts, perhaps it's getting late.
Yes, I think it's time we turn in. Should we go get... Is Ukubo staying with
I would assume he's not leaving.
I think we should go check on him, since you've mentioned him.
While they're doing this, if he is at like a calm state, I was going to go downstairs.
Sure, absolutely.
Good.
Okay.
And
Why?
Melody.
Oh my goodness.
Didn't promise not to shake her.
Is she still here?
Yeah, she's just sitting in the chair, kind of like she's dragged the stool over to the fire, and she's just sitting eating one of the cookies.
Mm-hmm. Pull a stool over next to her and sit.
Sure. Hello, Ukubo.
Hello.
How are you?
Ukubo is scared.
Why are you scared? And she just puts her arm out and kind of comforts you.
Not have totem anymore.
Well, you're still you.
Ukubo told totem protect. Ukubo now not have protection.
But maybe this is what you were meant to do with it.
Give totem to Elwran.
Well, it's changed now, so you've clearly done what you needed to do. You're strong,
But
just like Brina.
Miss Melody not have memories.
I have the memories of my friends and my taverns, and
But not of Mr. Elwran.
that's okay. I don't know if I do have memories of Elwran, we can make new ones, just like the ones I'll make with Brina.
Ukubo have idea.
Okay?
Take her hand and lead her upstairs.
Okay.
Oh God.
Smash!
Not quite as
Not what I was thinking. Well, kind of what I was thinking.
If he came downstairs and we are how close to the house? Outside?
This would have happened probably while you're out still.
While we're further away.
Yep.
At any point going back closer to the house, do I start to see or hear anything again?
Yeah, so this happens before
Right.
the other part, but yeah, the closer you get, you see very faint wisps for like a moment, and they fade away completely, and then you see another one, and it comes back, and the closer and closer you get to the house, the more and more shadowy wisps you see. Yes.
About how far away?
You're about 100 feet now, and they're starting to pick up. Not with regularity, they're still kind of fading in and out, and as you get to essentially the door, the threshold is when you are back in full force with these shadows.
I'm gonna take Melody
Okay.
upstairs
Sure.
to sleepy Elwran.
Sure.
Ukubo have idea for Miss Melody.
Okay.
Ukubo saw Kiriel do this once.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Try. Try
This is a Sleeping Beauty scenario.
kiss.
Hide the
I
Emperor?
was like, what?
Try kiss. Elwran, man. Memory.
Good job, Kirill.
Learning.
Kiriel taught Ukubo about kiss. She kissed Badman.
You kiss Batman.
Now you kiss Badman. Try.
I'm not sure I should. He's asleep, and you say that I know him, but I don't have any memory of him.
You get memory back. You download through Elwran mouth.
How the fuck do I download
This is USB connection.
U.S. brain now.
Hugging them?
I would hope that's all I would need to do.
Try hug first.
Okay.
Maybe he's saying name.
Okay. She walks over and just kind of like awkwardly hugs him because he's laying, with blankets and stuff. So she just kind of like attempts to wrap her arms around him without like going under him and waking him up. And she just kind of looks back at you like, nothing's happening.
Kiss. Mr. Elwran.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Persuade her.
Probably a good idea. Who knows? Might.
Ambitious.
Yeah, might have a dream.
Okay. She bends down towards the figure of Elwran as you approach this the house. And as she bends down towards him, you see that the necklace around her neck kind of dangles and swings.
The half moon.
Yeah, the half moon kind of swings. And as her lips touch Elran's, from outside you see a flash of white light. And you see that this half moon is glowing. And that's where we will stop.
Where do the flashes come from? The windows?
From the window upstairs. Yes. That is where we will stop for the evening.
Trust in Ukubo.
Yeah, so friends, I hope you enjoyed this evening's episode of Tales of Settandor. Was a lot of fun. If you're new here, make sure you follow so you can find us again. We are live 3 to 4 days a week with Dungeons and Dragons. We've also just revamped our website to make it more user-friendly and I think nicer.
More fun.
So you can go check out notgreatrpg.com. We've got a lot of cool pictures that we've taken in our character costumes. We have a list of our sponsors, the lovely companies that we've been able to partner with to bring deals to anybody that likes tabletop stuff. So please go check those out. Go to the website, click the sponsors tab. If you've missed any episodes, we also have text recaps of all of the campaigns. We've got links to our YouTube channel as well as our podcasts where all of these episodes live, essentially. So it's very easy to catch up and figure out the rest of the story and be informed about what's happening. So we will be back on Tuesday for the City of Oshwamp. Thank you guys very much for watching this evening. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.
Goodbye.